Welcome, sports static fanatics. Another Sunday football NFL treat. We're going to pick them. We're going to sit them. We're going to shake and bake. We're going to move and groove. We're going to throw some nachos with jalapenos and shredded cheese on a cookie sheet in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes and have an awesome Sunday. Joe, what's going on over there for this Sunday football, my friend?
What's up, John? Man, I'm having a great day, man. I can't believe it's week 12 already. Some teams, pushing for playoff spots, pushing for wild cards. I'm ready to talk some football.
I'm ready for some football, too. Yes, we're in week 12, which means it's time to start really putting your teams in place, making those smart picks. You're coming down to the end of it here. If you're going to make some loot, you better start making some smarter picks here, I said, huh, Joe?
Hey, I agree with you guys. We all want to make some money doing this. We're all betting a lot of money, so let's take some advice and let's go with our picks, man, for some fantasy and DraftKings.
All right, so just right away, looking at what we have going on here, guys, I'm going to do what I typically do, and I'm going to just run down the games for you here really fast and quick. We already know what happened with those Indianapolis Colts going to Houston. Okay, that was a tight 3-point game. Running it down real quick here. This afternoon's game starting at the 1 p.m. slot. The Broncos at the Bills, Giants at the Bears, Steelers at the Bengals, Dolphins at the Browns, Bucks at the Falcons, Panthers at the Saints, Seahawks at the Eagles, Lions at the Skins, Raiders at the Jets. The 4 p.m. games, there's only two of them. It's going to get a little boring mid-afternoon, guys. Jags at the Titans, Cowboys at the Patriots, the 8:20 Sunday Night Football slot. Packers at the 49ers, and Monday Night Football rounding off week 12. Ravens at the Rams. What stands out to you there, Joe, with those games?
Hey, there's a couple games that stand out to me, John, and I'll tell you what, that Cowboys-Patriots game really stands out to me. Let's see if Tom Brady can go against this tough Cowboys defense, and let's see if Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott can keep it up, man. Another game that really stands out to me is that Packers-Niners game, man. Packers 8-2 and the Niners are 9-1. I don't know if Jimmy G can keep it up. We'll see, but you know what team I'm going for, and that's the bad man Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, the bad man Aaron Rodgers has got his hands full against that San Francisco 49er defense. Now, the offense is banged up with the 49ers, but that defense, Aaron Rodgers got his work cut out for him, Joe. And I know what you say. He's a bad man.
You're right, man, and I was looking up some stats. We are sports static here, so we do look at some stats, and the Green Bay, they do allow a lot of yards, so that's what my biggest concern is. However, I don't think, like we saw last week, the 49ers, look, their wide receivers can't catch the ball with Emmanuel Sanders hurt. They can't catch the ball. So I'm thinking that the bad man Aaron Rodgers and that offense is going to be too much for him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Kevin Mullen, good morning. Debo over Gallup. He wants to know Debo over Gallup and Atlanta defense over the Patriots defense. Am I crazy?
No, I think Debo or Gallup is a good pick because we know the Patriots they're going to take away Amari Cooper. So I think Gallup is going to have a big game, and I think with Sanders a little banged up, I think Debo is going to get a lot of receptions. So I think either of those are good picks.
And tough pick with that Atlanta defense is looking good. So, I guess that's kind of the thing is that you're looking at that Cowboys that put up crazy numbers on offense. So that Patriots defense, I mean, they might get beat up a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look, as I just said, the Cowboys are number one in yards, in offensive yards. And the Patriots probably one of the best defenses they've ever had in history. So we're going to see. I think this is going to be a really tough game, but I don't know, John. I mean, the Cowboys can do really well, or the Patriots defense can stop them. But I think the Cowboys are actually going to make that defense work.
We have a question from Rogelio. Jamal Williams or Ronald Jones? Also, Should I put Ryan Griffin for
Oh.
Kittle since he's returning from an injury?
Yeah, you're a smart man. I would, because Ryan Griffin did very well last week, and I would start Rojo, man. I mean, Rojo's getting a lot of volume in the Bucks run game, so I would start Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones, there you go. Guys, keep your questions coming in. I'm going to throw this up to you right now. Here you go, guys. Check this out. You want VIP status? If you want VIP status, you're going to go to leapalive.com. And when you go to leapalive.com, you're going to have that register. It's not even a register button. What it is it's the VIP button you'll see when you get there, okay? So when you get to leapalive.com, you're going to see the VIP. Leap Alive is the host, which hosts Sports Static. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do right here, right now. I'll show you what you're going to see when you get there, okay? Let me show you what you're going to see when you get there. Here you go. Right there, if you look right underneath the player, right there it says become a VIP right underneath. And as you see when you go there we are, center. There's a player on the page. Our show is live there right now. You look right underneath the player with our show, and you see an orange button that says become a VIP. Guys, you want VIP status? Then you need to hit the button, and it's going to shoot you the number immediately. Immediately. So if that's what you want, and you want to call the show live with your questions, become a VIP member and get treated like a very important person. Joe, why can't we get people to follow that?
I don't know, man. I mean, we get asked a lot of questions, so if you register, you're going to become a VIP, and your questions are going to be answered first. You're first in line, baby. First on the roller coaster. Fast pass.
Okay, moving right along. Good morning, Ian. What's up? Good morning, Willman. What's up? Steelers Day for Ian, huh? Steelers Day. I'll tell you what, Ian. I'm looking at that Steelers game, and I don't know if I'm going to be. I mean, I seriously don't know if I'm considering something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. So, watch out there, Ian, on that Steelers game there. Tyson Davis, should I go David Montgomery or Ronald Jones II?
I would go Montgomery because Montgomery's going against the Giants, and the Bucks don't really have a great offensive line. So I would go Montgomery, even though Rojo's probably a good pick as well.
Rojo, a good pick as well. Couple of close games that we're looking at here. Couple close games that we're going to be looking at here. In my opinion, two of the things that really matter is the Seahawks at the Eagles, okay?
Right.
I think the Seahawks at the Eagles is going to be a good game, Joe, and here's the thing. Well, first of all, tell me, Joe, what do you think about Seahawks-Eagles game?
Look, I think this is going to be a great game. I do think Russell Wilson, I think he's going to be a little too much for the Eagles, to be honest, to handle. I can't really trust Carson Wentz because he's injury prone. He gets injured a lot. And I can't trust the Eagles wide receivers, to be honest with you, man. With Alshon Jeffrey questionable, Nelson Aguilar, it seems like he can't catch the ball anymore. So, yeah, I mean, the Eagles defense, they're loaded on defense. Fletcher Cox, their secondary is pretty good. But I'm going to have to go Seahawks, man.
Seahawks. And you know what? The Seahawks are coming off of a bye week. So they've had that extra week to plan for the Eagles. In my opinion, when you have something like that, especially with a team like the Eagles, and I'm sorry, a team like the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, they're in trouble. They're in deep trouble, the Eagles. And I know it's in Philly, but you've got the Seahawks coming off of a bye week, and at this point in the season here, making moves in playoff runs, I just don't think that the Eagles are going to have what it takes to really get that going here. Josh Ross, can we continue to trust Mark Ingram? Can we trust Mark Ingram, Joe?
Yeah. Baltimore Ravens #1 rush team in the NFL, I believe, with Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram. They use a certain formation. They use a full house formation, or they'll run options, and Lamar Jackson will either hand it off to Mark Ingram or he'll take it himself. Yes, I do believe we can trust Mark Ingram.
Okay, can trust Mark Ingram. Rogiolo. I wish I could say your name. Rogelio. I think that's what it is, Rogelio. Thanks so much, he says. And no, thank you, my friend. And Rogelio, if you appreciate it, make sure you follow us, and also go to the Leap Alive link that we put up for you. And make sure that you guys, we're doing our part over here. We love it. We're having a great time. Do your part and support us. That's what I ask. Support us. Yeah, everybody, make sure, guys. Make sure that you're actually freaking, sharing this with your friends and following us. I mean, that's what I say. Follow us, guys. Follow us. Let's see. Will, man. What up, my boys? Hey, Will. I already saw that one. Okay. Moving along here. Guys, I'm going to do my best to keep up with you, okay? Here we go. Boom, boom. Guys, I got to catch up. Sorry. Kevin Mullen, awesome show, guys. Hey, Kevin, what's up? Thank you, buddy. Will, man, I'm a VIP. Yes, Will, man, you are a VIP, and we appreciate you. Also, one final question from Ogalio. Would you start Robert Woods over Curtis Samuel, Ridley, DK Metcalf, or Tyrell Williams? Good question.
That's a really good question. So I think Ridley is going to go off because we know the Bucs secondary is terrible. So out of all those players that you suggested, I would go Calvin Ridley.
Okay, going Calvin Ridley. Okay, I'm jumping around from Will Silk. Sleeper update on Kittle. It's a bit confusing. Well, Will, the update is that, I mean, even off of a pretty serious injury, he feels like he's good enough to go against the Packers. So that's huge. Yeah. Huge for San Francisco. Now, what percent of a Kittle do we get? I don't know. An 85% to me still is going to get him the ball in his hands and make plays. The guy's a dominant force. So, I mean, Will, I really don't know what to tell you except for the fact that he's going to be in the game. He's playing on Sunday unless something changes. What time's that game out? 8:20. So, I mean, he's got today. He's sitting around ice, my friend. So, that's how that is. Joe, what do you think about that? I mean, the San Francisco 49ers offense is tore up.
You're right. And with Emmanuel Sanders hurt, I feel like Deebo Samuel is going to have a good game. And even though Kittle's questionable, if you look at the stats and see how many yards that the Green Bay Packers give up, they give up pretty many yards, even though they cause a lot of turnovers, which makes them a top defense. So I would start that San Francisco offense, man.
All right, from Mike Peterson. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Mike. How's it going? He needs 2 half PPR. Singletary versus Denver. Okay. Bo versus Washington. Hollister versus Philly. Also, Josh Allen or Nick Foles this time of the year. I'm telling you, I gotta take Nick. One more time on that. I'm gonna run it past you. 2 half PPR. Singletary versus Denver. Bo versus Washington. Hollister versus Philly. And also Josh Allen or Nick Foles.
Look, I'm going Bo Scarborough. Definitely go Bo Scarborough on that one. And I would go Nick Foles because, look, Josh Allen had a huge game, but he went up against the Miami Dolphins. So, yeah, I'm definitely going Nick Foles and Bo Scarborough on that one.
Tyson Davis, there's another one. Would you go Galladay with Driscoll or Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, Deebo Samuels. Galladay is a great receiver, but he's not putting up numbers right now because Stafford's out.
Will comes back and says the update was that it was a broken bone in his ankle, and that he's going to try to play tonight. And that's the thing. Yes, it was a broken bone in his ankle, but I mean, he's listed to play tonight. So, I mean, he's going. And that's, I guess, what matters. Stephen Colton, will Lockett or Kittle? Lockett or Kittle? Fantasy relevant. To me, personally, I think if you've got Kittle on the field, it's because he can play, he can go, he can make a play. I don't see any other reason why, with especially a game, the Packers and the 49ers, why you would put Kittle on the field if he can't make a play, because he's not going to be used as a distraction. You'll figure that out like this. If he can't run, he's not a distraction. I mean, and if you don't cover him, he's open, he'll catch the ball. So if Kittle's on the field tonight, he will be a factor, Joe.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you, man. If he is on the field, he would be a factor. However, Russell Wilson's a beast, man. I would go Lockett just because Kittle's questionable for today.
Okay, so now check this out. Ian saying, I need some mesh shirts and hats, etc.
Hey, let me tell you something, Ian. I'm actually working at Lids, so, we embroider hats, we embroider shirts, so we'll definitely get that to you guys.
Lorenzo Garcia, what's up, bud? DJ Chark Jr. or Randall Cobb?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's a good question, because Randall Cobb was one of my streamers I was going to tell you guys about to pick up, because I think he's going to do pretty well, but I would go DJ Chark because he had a huge game last week, and Nick Foles is a quarterback now. I'm going Chark.
Elvaro, great name, my friend Elvaro. Greg Olsen versus Saints or Everett versus Baltimore?
That's a good question too, man. Our fans are pretty smart. I would go Greg Olsen because the Baltimore defense is very good, and I think Jared Goff is going to struggle with that Baltimore defense.
All right. Let's see here. Mike Peterson, need two of them. Singletary, Bo Hollister. Singletary, Bo Hollister.
Okay, I would go Singletary and Bo.
All right. Brandon Joseph, Emmanuel Sanders or Sterling Shepard?
I mean, if I would go Sanders if he's a go. I know he's kind of banged up, but I would still go Sanders.
All right, Stephen Colton, welcome to the show, Stephen. Josh Allen or Jameis Winston? That's a great question, and I'll tell you what, the Bucs are playing the Falcons, okay, at Atlanta. Jameis gets numbers. He does.
Oh, man,
and Allen, I mean, that's a really tough one because I think the question is Josh Allen or Jameis Winston going to throw more interceptions today is what I would be saying, Joe.
That's a tough question as well. I'm going to tell you guys something about the Falcons. So why they're doing so well right now is Rico Allen, their free safety, just moved to strong safety. And that's made their defense a lot better. So they get a lot of pass rushes as well. I would go Josh Allen just because I think Jameis, like always, is going to make mistakes.
And that's the thing. The tighter the game gets, the closer the game seems. You know what? I say that, but then he'll go on his very first possession, first pass of the game. He throws an interception sometimes, and I'm just looking at like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You came out of the locker room, okay, where your mindset should be, keep it slow. Let the game come to me. Don't force anything. It's all good in the hood. Take your time, pal. I mean, it's just so frustrating sometimes being a Buccaneer fan, guys. Yeah. And I know, Joe, you feel the pain. And the main reason I know you feel the pain, you quit wearing your Buccaneer paraphernalia.
Hey, man, I get kind of embarrassed and frustrated watching the Bucs, man. When your quarterback leads the league in turnovers with 22 turnovers, it gets frustrating.
It gets extremely frustrating. All right, Jared Bommersbach. Man, I hope I said that right, Jared. But welcome to the show, Jared. Every time I'm talking to you guys here, you guys are doing your due diligence and clicking the like and follow button on us because it's easier than actually typing your question. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate your enthusiasm, pal. Anyway, Jared, Golden Tate or Emmanuel Sanders, what do you think?
That's a good question, too. Like I said, man, I think Emmanuel Sanders is better out of the two. I would go Emmanuel Sanders, even though he is kind of banged up. I would still go Emmanuel Sanders, man. He's the number one receiver there. And Golden Tate, look, Golden Tate's really good, but I would consider Golden Tate a wide receiver too.
All right, there we go, backing it up with Tate. Jim Horn. Jim, hey, how's it going, Jim? Jim Horn, flex position. G. Olsen or E. Sanders?
Sanders. Wide receivers get more points than tight ends.
All righty, moving right along here, guys. I want to try my best to keep up with you. Let's see here. Boom. Now, did we answer? Yeah, okay. Tyson Davis. I've got Josh Gordon. Just wondering, okay? He's basically saying he's just wondering what your thoughts are on firing him up. Josh Gordon? Thoughts on Josh Gordon? Man, I'm telling you right now, Josh Gordon's going to have a big... Remember what I said here. Seahawks are coming off of a bye week, okay? What do you think they've been implementing into their offensive plans over the last week? They're implementing in there a dominant, big receiver in Josh Gordon. And Joe, Mike, what do you think?
Oh, I completely agree. I think Josh Gordon is going to get implemented a lot in this offense, and I feel like he's going to catch a touchdown against the Eagles, and I feel like he's going to have a big game. So, yes, I would start Josh Gordon.
Derek Buck, what's up, and welcome back to the show. Good morning, guys. Good morning to you, Derek. Foles or D. Carr? That's a freaking great question right there. Foles is where is Foles and what he's doing here? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. There he is right there. Foles. Ooh, you guys know when it comes to this time of the year how I feel. Foles is playing the Titans. The Titans are coming off of a bye week. When you have an average team, just an average team. Okay, we're going to a call here, guys. And guys, I always tell you, you register, you get the live right away. Hello and welcome to Sports Static. Who am I talking with?
This is Frankie, a.k.a. Lil Man. What's up, man?
Frank, what is up, man? How was your weekend so far?
Well, not to be a Debbie Downer on everybody, but I could use everybody's support and well wishes. I told you about my dad last time we talked.
Right.
My dad is battling leukemia, and we just found out that the medical treatments that they're providing for him are not working anymore. His body is not reacting to the treatment.
That's not good news. Our thoughts are with your dad.
Yeah, I could use everybody in the Sports Static family's well wishes and support and hope that he turns around and kicks cancer's butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's a deadly, horrible thing. So our thoughts are with your dad. So what do you got going on for this football Sunday?
Well, I'm actually, I'm thinking a week ahead. That's me. I'm always planning ahead. Because I'm looking ahead at everything, and I'm seeing next week Deshaun Watson's got to go up against New England, and I'm like, I should have planned ahead. And that we got two free agent quarterbacks in our pool. And it's Derek Carr and Sam Darnold.
Derek Carr and Sam Darnold.
And I think Darnold's going up against Cincinnati.
Right.
And I can't remember who Carr was going up against.
And you're talking what, next week?
Next week.
Oh man, you're way ahead of us here, man.
Oh, I know, but that's what I do. I'm a planner.
I like Darnold, man.
Yeah, and who are the Raiders going up against next week?
If you give me 1 hot second, I will go and look that up for you. I'm a planner, man. I'm sorry. I know my free agency opens up on Monday for me, so I got to plan ahead of time.
While you're looking, let me answer a couple questions. Flex start from Michael Rosas. Flex start. Jalen Samuels at the Bengals or Jamison Crowder versus the Raiders? Full PPR, Joe.
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think you can go wrong with either. Personally, I would go Crowder because he's been doing very well.
Okay. Did you figure out over there, my friend, who's the Raiders
Yeah,
playing?
it's Derek Carr against Kansas City, and it's Sam Darnold against Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Cincinnati's D and Sam Darnold should have a good one, but I will tell you this right now, with a big game at Kansas City, I think it ups the stakes, it ups the play and everything. I like Derek Carr as a quarterback, and I think he tears up that secondary in Kansas City. That's what I think. But
Yeah.
the safe route is knowing that Cincinnati Bengals suck squirrel nuts. Okay, and that's the fact of the matter, is that the Cincinnati Bengals suck squirrel nuts. And anybody who's been watching the show, you guys understand 100%, and you get it. When you suck squirrel nuts, you suck squirrel nuts. And I mean, for a team to be that bad on defense and to be able to go in there like that, I mean, guys, here you go right here. Okay, there you go. Okay, there it is right there. We're putting it up for you, the squirrel. And at Cincinnati, flat out, Cincinnati sucks squirrel nuts. It's simple as that. Okay, so just know that when you're thinking about the safe move. Okay,
The safe move.
that is it is a safe move.
I think Sam Darnold is the future. Just saying.
Well, we got to cut. We still got probably another healthy season of him to find that out. Okay, we got to move along here, bud. Hey,
Yep, move
keep
along,
on
man.
posting, man. We'll be watching your post, and thanks for the call, man. And we appreciate you. And like I said, we'll be thinking about your dad. Good thoughts going out from us and everybody else watching.
Thanks, Will, man.
All right, man.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, moving right along here. Let's get at it. Here we go with Dante Brownlee, Derek Carr, or Stream Driscoll.
I would go Derek Carr, man. He's been doing pretty well. Driscoll, I can't really trust him, so I would go Derek Carr.
All righty. Let's see here. Moving right along, guys. And I want to try to catch up to you a little bit here. Michael Rosas. What's going on, bud? Baker Mayfield versus the Dolphins, or Sam
Yes.
Darnold versus the Raiders. And again, when we're looking at Sam Darnold versus the Raiders, wow. Baker Mayfield versus the Dolphins. I mean, I'd be thinking Baker Mayfield, Joe.
Oh, definitely. And if you guys have Nick Chubb or if you guys have Odell Beckham Jr., I would start them as well.
Righty, moving along here. Let's see. Ian, he's praying for your dad, Will. There's Ian right there, putting his shout out to Will, man. Tyson Davis. So, who would you start? Thanks, Tyson, by the way. Josh Gordon over, I've got Allen Robinson, DJ Chark, or Debo Samuel, Joe.
That's a really tough question. Personally, I would start DJ Chark because I think he scored more than all of them last week, and Nick Foles is a really good quarterback. If you want another guy, I would go Debo Samuels, but I think Josh Gordon's going to go off as well, but if you're asking me, I'd go Chark.
Ian chimes in and says, take the Steelers D the next 2 weeks. They're pissed off like a pack of wild hyenas.
I agree.
A pack of wild hyenas. You agree on that one,
Oh,
Joe?
yeah, definitely. They're mad, and I can't wait to see the Steelers against the Browns again.
Matt Thrasher, what's going on? Matt, thanks for joining the show. Johnson or Parker for wide receiver 2?
Yeah, Devontae Parker, man. Definitely. He's turning into a wide receiver 1 in Miami.
All right, moving right along here, guys. Let me catch up to you. Hey, Derek Buck back. Left me hanging with my answer, but it's all good. Have a nice day. I'm sorry, Derek. What? I swear. Let me go back here because, Derek, I swear that good morning, guys, and Foles or D. Carr. Did we leave him? Did we leave him hanging on that one?
Yeah, I would go Nick Foles, man.
Yeah, Actually, maybe what it was that when the call came in? We were in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that, Derek Buck. Good morning, guys, and Foles or Derek Carr. I mean, that's just
That's a
tough.
question.
It's really tough because we know once you get into the later part of the season, the prolifics of Nick Foles. The guy likes Disneyland, and he'll do whatever he can to get there. And then, of course, Derek Carr. To me, guys, I've spoken highly of Derek Carr. I still think of Derek Carr as the Derek Carr that was having the MVP season when he broke his finger and was pushing the Raiders to what I think could have been a potential Super Bowl that year. But I still think of Derek Carr as that quarterback that was on that MVP run. And I think him and Gruden are actually starting to jive pretty damn good together. So that's just really tough for me, Joe.
Yeah, it's tough for me as well. The Raiders are going against the Jets. The Jets probably have one of the best safeties in the league in Jamal Adams, who's amazing. I would go Nick Foles because Nick Foles has better receivers.
Michael Rosas, thanks for the help, guys. No, thank you, and share this. Get some of your friends to like this page and follow us. That'd be awesome. All right, Jim Horn, Greg Olson or Jared Cook?
I'd go Jared Cook, man. He's in a more prolific offense.
All right, moving along here. Let's see here what I got here. Okay, I just had a picture come in. All right, so moving right along here, guys. Let's see what we got here. Willman, I go outside to call you guys, and I still wake up my wife. I fail as a husband. LOL, ship high in transit. See, that's how you know when you have a sports static fanatic, is when they use the term ship high in transit. And by the way, guys, I did not mention this to you. There's now a new group that was just started. In fact, I haven't even launched it yet, but it's actually there, and it's Sports Static Fanatics. It's a group on Facebook. That's our new group that I haven't put out there yet. It was just finished late last night. Sports Static Fanatics. So guys, check the group out, Sports Static Fanatics, and join that group. And that's how you can tell when someone's a sports static fanatic, is when they use the term ship high in transit. Or if they say somebody, if they say somebody sucks squirrel nuts, you know they're a sports static fanatic. If they eat nachos with jalapenos on them covered in shredded cheese, then they're a sports static fanatic. So guys, see what you can do on figuring that out. Okay, I'm moving right along here. Terrell says PPR, Metcalf or Montgomery?
Okay, PPR, I would go Metcalf. So Montgomery, I think, is going to do well. He gets a lot of rush yards, but man, Metcalf's a beast. I really like Metcalf.
Metcalf is a beast. Guys, I want you to keep in mind a couple of things. I'll get to it in a second. Deontay Brownlee in a must-win week.
Oh.
Mahomes on bye is the most garbage thing of all
That sucks,
time.
That sucks.
Yeah, I get
Squirrel
it.
nuts.
It does suck. My homie Mahomes on a bye week. So Ian, he says, I'm going full sure. And you're going to be going to this. I'm guessing he's saying he's going to be the sports static fanatic. Let's see here. I might even be able to pull that up to see if I can pull that up for you guys. Because I'd like to be able to show you guys the sports static fanatic if I could. And see if you guys can go ahead. And boom. So you guys can like that. And I honestly, I got to check it out myself. Let's see. Sports static fanatic. Joe, some big games you're looking for while I do this. Some big games that you're looking forward to this Sunday or Monday.
All right, guys. Like I said, the Cowboys-Patriots game is going to be a big game. But I'm going to go with the upset, guys. I'm picking the Cowboys just because they're number one in offensive yards. So, and the Patriots, they're kind of banged up on offense. Edelman's a little banged up. Brady's getting older. I know Boston fans don't like to hear it, but his stats are declining, even though I think he's the GOAT. I do think he's the GOAT, so don't take it wrong. But I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to have a big game. The Patriots defense is very good, but I don't think they're going to have enough offense. I don't think they're going to score that much, to be completely honest, against this Cowboys defense, who, by the way, Van Der Esch is injured, but I am going to go with the Cowboys with the upset. And, yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys. So another game that I think is going to be a huge game is Packers-49ers. Everyone's going to be watching that tonight. Everyone. You're going to be watching it, right, John?
I'm probably going to be having some hot wings.
Yeah.
I might even get some dry rub wings that I dip in some ranch. And I might back it up with some tater tots covered in shredded cheese and garlic. I mean, I just might go ahead and go all out and make myself feel exactly like ship high-end transit on this one, Joe.
I mean, that sounds kind of disgusting, but, you know, whatever you guys like.
It's football Sunday is what it is. It's football Sunday is what it is.
Yeah, it is football Sunday.
Tyson Davis. Tyson, what is going on, my friend? Tyson says, I messed up my last question. Sorry. I meant, who should I start? Josh Gordon in place of DJ Chark, Allen Robinson, or Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, Deebo and Chark, definitely.
Yeah, and Josh Gordon's going to go off. That's my prediction right now. Josh Gordon goes off, and I think he's going to have one of his better games than he's had in a while. And not because the Eagles are a slouch on any sense of the word, but just because of the fact that I believe Josh Gordon still has a high quality. He's a high quality player, I think, and can be productive when he's delivered the ball. Okay, but it's the bye week that Seattle's had, with that extra week to game plan in their new-founded star in Josh Gordon. That's a big factor, Joe.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Josh Gordon's going to do well, but, man, if you want to be safe, DJ Chark's been putting up great numbers, and Deebo Samuel with Sanders kind of questionable and a little banged up, they get a lot of receptions. So I'd stick in the safe side and go with Deebo and Chark.
And Chark, I mean, you know, right away, you look, he's got somebody else giving him the ball, and it's when you play it safe. Guys, always remember, okay, when the umpire gives you the safe, when you slide in to home plate and you get the safe call, all right, that third base coach isn't going to send you if he doesn't think you're going to be able to slide in and get the old safe call. So if you're playing it safe, pay attention. Now, there's risky. Me, I fly by the seat of my pants sometimes, or shorts with flip-flops. We're in Florida. Guys, it was almost 80 degrees down here. Joe.
Yeah, I know, man. We can go to the beach in December time. It's amazing.
Thanksgiving stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Beautiful, I said. Beautiful. All right, Tyson, I hope that answered the question that you were looking for. Brandon Butcher.
Oh, man.
Joey, why are you such a hater on New England? And I'll tell you this right now, Brandon, before I even go over to Joe.
I picked the ball.
He doesn't stand alone. It's because you do anything to critique New England Patriots the same way you do any other team. And the Boston people, the Patriots people, they get their panties. Now, I'm not saying, Brandon, that you wear panties, okay?
He does.
You might wear briefs.
He wears
panties. Know. Some people like to wear thongs to keep all the junk. I don't know. Joe, I don't know. But what I'm saying is they get their boxers, their panties, their briefs, their thongs all tied up in a knot when we try to critique the New England Patriots. And the short-term memory that Boston fans have is ridiculous. You guys are going to go back to your losing ways here in another couple of years, Joe.
Hey, everyone that's viewing this show right now, I want you to know that Brandon Butcher, He does wear his girlfriend's panties, the pink ones, the Victoria's Secret ones,
With the white lace on the
with the
corner.
white lace on the
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
He sent us a picture of that last week, I said.
Oh, man. And, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, I'm not really a hater. I've picked against them twice. And the last time I picked against them, I was right. The Ravens killed them. I was right. So we'll see if I'm right today.
Wow. Okay, so Willman has a report for us. Okay, Willman says, my wife says Tom Brady sits when he pees. Just saying. And he doesn't even remove his underwear. He just pulls them to the side. He's been known to urinate through his pantyhose. You know, sometimes people, they want to sit down and relax and take a minute to, you know, take a minute, breathe it in. And it's, Joe, do you got anything about a man sitting down to go ahead and relieve himself of urine?
Well, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm pretty sure he's been sitting down and peeing just when he got beat by the Ravens. You know, I know he was crying on the way home, so he'll be crying today, too.
Ian says that he's checking out the schedule. He's going Pittsburgh for sure. He's going to wing it this week, going Niners, Rams. I'm not so sure I got that right, Ian. He's going to wing it this weekend. Okay, Dante Brown. What's up, Dante? Flex. Okay, here's his flex. You ready for this one, Joe?
Yeah.
Here comes Dante. Dante, did you like and follow us, pal? I'm just asking,
Come on,
Dante.
Dante.
Okay, flex. Kareem Hunt or Marvin Jones Jr., non-PPR?
Kareem Hunt, man. Kareem Hunt, definitely. I mean, he's been used in the offense a lot last week, so I'd go Kareem Hunt, and running backs statistically get more points than receivers in fantasy.
Willman confers. Ian, it goes from 30 in the morning to 74 here. Wow, what a huge difference in temperatures there. Brandon Butcher, Joey, you told us to pick Sanders last week, and he did nothing. Why should we play him this week? Hey, I like it, Brandon. You're calling him out on this pick. Joe?
Brandon, you wearing your panties? Huh? You wearing your panties? Look, man, I picked Sanders because he was actually doing pretty well. But Deebo Samuel, man, he kind of came out of nowhere. So, you know, he's been doing pretty well in PPR. But I'm going Sanders because he's the wide receiver one. And when we saw the 49ers, you know, against the Seahawks, it seemed like the 49ers receivers couldn't catch the ball when Sanders went out. So I'm going Emmanuel Sanders, man.
Very good. Here, let me catch up here, my friends. Let's see. Stephen Colton, pick one. Metcalf, Pete Lindsay, or R. Jones?
Patrick Lindsay, baby. Patrick Lindsay.
Terrell Talton. I hope I said that right, Terrell. Forgive me if I didn't. Pick two. All right, let's see what he's got here for the pick two. He's got Rodgers, Jimmy, Tom.
I'm definitely going Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'm gonna go Tom Brady, man. I'm going Tom Brady. You're welcome, Brandon.
There it is. All right, here we go from guys. I try my best to say your name all the time. Shinichi Kobayashi. Man, I wish I could just have you guys call me when you got these names that you already know people have problems, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And if I knew you, I'd probably call you Shin for short. So Shinichi, what's up, Shinichi? Appreciate you, my friend. Olsen or Kittle?
Kittle. Even though he's hurt, I would go Kittle.
That says a lot for Kittle right there. Justin James Humphrey, Todd Gurley, Hunt, Coleman or Samuels full PPR?
Okay, I'd go Coleman and Hunt because Gurley's been losing carries. So I'd go, I'd go those two.
Boom, boom, boom. Yep. Matt Thrasher. Hey, Matt, what's going on? Where at in Florida are you all? I'm in St. Augustine. We're in the Tampa Bay area. Matt, I feel real bad in that I've never been to St. Augustine. I keep on planning to get my ass over to the East Coast and check out one of the oldest cities that there is. And something always comes up. But Matt Thrasher, how is that St. Augustine over there? And do you got somewhere to put us up? That's what I'm talking about. We will reciprocate. Donald Jones. This is from Mitsu Bassett. Donald Jones or Howard, Joe?
Ronald Jones or Howard? I'd go Ronald Jones. I mean, O.J. Howard, you can't trust. Or Jordan Howard, I'm pretty sure you're going. Yeah, I would go Ronald Jones.
Mitsu comes back and he says, yeah, Jones or Howard. Then he says the Raiders will be a surprise in the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Any team out there right now, if you have to face the Raiders in the playoffs, that's not a good thing. Okay, it's not. It's not a good thing. Just pay attention to John Gruden in the playoffs, okay? Preparation, the way the team plays. I would not, as any team, want to face the Raiders in the playoffs. Oh, hell no, Joe. What do you think about that?
No, I wouldn't want to face them in the playoffs. Derek Carr is coming to his own, and Josh Jacobs is very good running back. I think he's going to be a top running back. He already is a top running back, but probably a top 5 running back in a year or two.
All right, last one. Tyson Davis is the last one. It doesn't have to be Tyson. Would you go Delvin Singletary or David Montgomery?
That's a tough question. I'm going to see who the Bears are playing real quick. So the Bears are playing the Giants. I would go Montgomery.
Ian Missman says, what's wrong with pantyhose? And then he puts in Joe Namath. And then Ian says that he's taking Rams over the Ratbirds and also the Niners, the Ratbirds, Joe.
That's funny. Yeah, those are going to be good games, man.
Will Man's in Wisconsin. It's always cold here, but it's just another excuse to barbecue. You got a barbecue out there with the snow, Will? That's pretty awesome. Brandon Butcher, my friend is starting both Foles and Tanner Hill this week. What advice do you have? Now, I'll think that he means do you have for him. Should he pick up someone better? So, he's saying, my friend is starting both Foles and Tanner Hill this week. What advice do you have for him? Should he pick up someone better?
I think Foles is a great quarterback. Tannehill, I feel like you could pick up someone better. So, I want you to look at other questions while I look up other waiver wire quarterbacks.
All right. Wow, check it out. Matt Thrasher comes back from St. Augustine, and he's saying he does. He does have a place to put us up. He says, I will put you all on the bayfront in downtown St. Augustine. Message me when you all want to come. You know what? You're really tempting me to load up the gear and stream the show live from St. Augustine over there in the oldest city, St. Augustine. That would be fun. That could be a playoff. Playoffs? That could be a playoffs idea. That's freaking awesome. That would be fun. Hey, thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, man. Joe?
Yeah, man. I think Tannehill, he's going against Jacksonville. So, look, the people on my waiver quarterbacks that you could pick up in my league, I'd pick up Mason Rudolph against Cincinnati.
Mason Rudolph, Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably coming in angry, with all that, the fight and everything. So, I mean, Cincinnati's a terrible defense. I'd go Mason Rudolph.
I seriously hope that everybody's a little bit humbled after the fight. The last thing that I want, and I was in a group discussion, and I made a post, and I didn't expect it to come back and kick me in the face with over 100 comments, and people telling me that I'm stupid and ignorant, and they're basically, it's hilarious how I put a post on that, basically you're weak if you allow any comment, any word, any phrase to put your freedom in jeopardy, your job in jeopardy, and things like that. If you're weak, and I put this comment out there, I thought it was weak, and I look towards the generations coming up to know and to think this, because I had a guy comment to me that, let me tell you this right now, I know words are words, but if somebody wants to say this to my kid, I taught my kid to kick his ass, not so much hit him with the helmet. Well, what exactly are you teaching your kid to do? You're teaching your kid that they will grow up and maybe become a man with a family, and that man with a family will put his family in jeopardy of the fact that he may end up in jail because he was too weak-minded to understand it's just a word that carries no weight to him whatsoever unless he believes it, okay? That, and I went back and forth with this and back and forth with those people that kept calling me ignorant and stupid and telling me I don't know what it is and what it's like. It has nothing to do with me not knowing. You don't know what it is in my shoes either. I'm the one that wipes my ass. If you'd like to come over and take a couple strokes, have at it. You still won't know what it feels like because it's me. It doesn't matter. Teach your kids what I was taught as a kid. I was picked on as a kid at times. I bounced my fist off of a couple noses. I watched blood come out of them. I grew up. I grew up and learned a lesson. You get in trouble when you do that. So if you want your kids to learn something, I honestly and truly believe Myles Garrett should be going part of his suspension. Myles Garrett. I'm talking to you, Roger Goodell. Part of Myles Garrett's suspension is that I think he should tour elementary schools. He should speak to the youth, and he should go ahead and share his story and share it to the youth and let them know. Because what he will do is he will disarm bullies. He will disarm all the emotion that goes to it when he goes and talks to these kids. Look, if you don't learn as a kid that what we were taught, sticks and stones may break my bones, or crushing a helmet over someone's head, okay? But names won't hurt me. What do you think? Myles Garrett has an ice bag on top of his head and he's on the couch right now and he's still injured from a name? Which most people believe isn't true anyway. Okay, do you think he's emotionally scarred because of Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, called him? He's scarred. Aww. Aw, Myles, you big old giant. There's a tear rolling down your cheek. To justify your hurt feelings, we're going to allow you to bash a helmet off someone's head. Are you kidding me right now? What are you, crazy? So, Roger Goodell, you ought to send Myles Garrett on a tour for the remainder of the season in mentoring small children in elementary schools and teaching them, look what happens when you act as a dummy like I did. First and foremost, I put Rudolph in risk of a permanent injury. Could have been a fatal injury. Could have affected him for the rest of his life. His potential family, kids, parents, brothers, sisters. It's ridiculous that a word could have jeopardized somebody's entire being, life, over a word. Grasp that for a second, just like you would grasp the thing on a cow that you milk them, where you put a bucket underneath there. Grasp it like that and shake it around for a minute, okay? That's what, Joe, am I out of line again?
Oh, man, you're killing me over here. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. You know, a lot of people look at people and say, oh, he's bigger, you know, he'll beat him up or whatever. But your mindset is the most powerful tool you have. Your mind has to be super strong. Super strong. And that's just some advice to people. So I agree with what you said, man.
Right on. And then we'll leave it at that, guys. I should have brought the discussion. I should have put in there, guys, you want to talk further about this? Then bring it to Sports Static Sports Show. But some of the comments, and they would have completely took the show over, because some of the comments are ridiculous.
Yeah,
like we're in a gang or something. Like it's like it's just like serious. You just fear for the future when you hear comments that are coming between somebody's lips and flying out into space and entering your ear canal. It really, really makes me want to drink a bottle of hot sauce. It's just like, wow. Okay? So, anyway, with that being said, guys, had to get that out of there, but I think I'll write a letter to Myles Garrett and hope that he gets it, because I seriously think it's the responsibility of Myles Garrett to step up and back everybody down and let everybody know that what he did was 100% wrong, regardless if someone truly said something. Is he needs to step up and go like this. Look, let me tell you guys something right now. Any of you that are backing me saying that's what Rudolph did, you're idiots, okay? IDIOTS. You can put an apostrophe after the T. Idiots, I said. Loud and clear. Joe, are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, guys. Come on now. Try that in a road rage incident. Myles Garrett's lucky he was on a football field. He's not facing charges.
I'd get shot.
Somebody cuts me off in a road rage incident, and they roll their window down and yell something out at me. What gonna do? Open up the truck and break out Lucille, a baseball bat, this wrapped with barbed wire, and beat him down? And when the popo shows up, I go, hey, you know what he said to me? This guy over here. You know what he called me? Anyway, moving right along right now. Mitsu Bassett, can you trust Jacksonville defense this week, Joe?
Jacksonville defense, that's a very good question, man. So we got Jacksonville going against the Titans. Yes, I would. I would trust in them. Just because, look, man, they have a very good defensive line, and their secondary is pretty good. Boye is a top cornerback, man. Their safeties are fast, so yes.
Same thing from Mitsu. Mitsu, thank you for the questions here. Is Bo Scarborough a good flex play?
Definitely. Against the Redskins, who are 1-9, not a good defense, great flex play.
And then Mitsu finally finishes it off. Thanks, Mitsu. And he basically comes out with a bold statement, and he says Myles should miss all next season for assaulting a player with a helmet. You know, I got to say something right now. If you just think for a second, it's not a hypothetical thing to think that he could have killed the guy. It's not a hypothetical thing to think that he could have ended his career right there. It's not hypothetical to think that, of what the ramifications were with what he did. Very real that he could have killed the guy right there. Yeah. He could have created permanent brain damage right there. Could you imagine the ramifications that would have had with Rudolph's family, or for that matter, Myles Garrett, his family? I mean, come on, guys. This is not just because we're walking away from this incident here where Rudolph didn't get seriously hurt. The ramifications and if we were to say, hey, let's put this into a fantasy league, what are the chances? What are the chances that Rudolph could have been permanently injured or killed? I wonder what those stats in next-gen stats would be. I mean, when you start to figure the stats out, hey, let's do a test. Let's smash somebody over the head with a helmet and see how many people don't get hurt. What do you think those stats are going to look like? So, Mitsu, I really, I'm not sure, and I don't know. I think what I said earlier, if Myles Garrett goes on a tour and he teaches youth, which is the real problem here, guys, is what we're teaching our youth. I think there's a chance he comes back and plays, but I think he needs to seriously have some workshops in some elementary schools, tell his story, share his stories, the ramifications, the dangers, everything like that. And I think that's a good move. And I'm going to send him a letter, Myles Garrett. And I support him 100% if he does something like that. And I think it'd be a huge move for him moving forward. And I think he can do some good with that, Joe.
I completely agree. He definitely has to face some consequences. He has. I do believe he comes back next year, but the amount of force that creates, and if you ever looked at a football helmet, he didn't hit him with the metal part. He hit him with the plastic part. Imagine if you hit him with the metal part where the screw is. That could have left. He could have been bleeding, and he could have bled out and died. So what could have happened is just terrible. He's a 260-pound man with that amount of force that he could create. It's terrible. So he definitely gets everything that is coming to him.
Willman has a serious question. Guys, I'm going to be doing a fundraiser to help my dad out with all these medical bills that are mounting up. Would Sports Static be willing to help at all? I'll tell you what, Will. Start yourself a GoFundMe thing with that and the details in it, and then send me the link. Absolutely. Brandon Butcher, did you hear about what happened to Rondo last night? Brandon, are you skipping over to the NBA?
He likes the basketball, man. The basketball.
And Brandon,
oh yeah,
we got a basketball show at 8:45 on Thursday. Have you been watching that?
I've seen it.
Has that ever happened? And I got to tell you right now, Brandon, has that ever happened to guys? Brandon, I did not see what happened, and I don't know. Joe, can you elaborate here? And I don't mean to go NBA, but I got to know now because it's left me hanging.
That's funny. I think Brandon and I have had a similar situation. But yeah, man,
what happened?
Oh, he was just cussing at the ref, saying some bad things.
Oh,
but yeah,
that's happened a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Did he tell the ref to blow him or something? I don't know. Joe, I don't know.
That's funny. I can't repeat what he said, but
Was it sexually graphic?
Well, there was a sexual word in there.
Did he throw the F-bomb out?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Did he say ship high in transit?
No.
Did he call him a punk?
It starts with a P.
Oh.
Yeah.
He called him a wuss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. It's not really a big deal. Again, it's a word. So what is this guy going to go home and sit on the couch and he's going to picture himself as a wuss?
Most likely.
And what's he going to do? Seriously? He's going to sit on the couch and... a wuss. It's a word. Mitsu Bossett. I'm a first-time viewer of your show, and this is more informational than ESPN Fantasy Talk.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know what?
That's awesome.
Mitsu, we appreciate you, my friend, and the reason why we strive for something like that is because this is, aside from the big networks or anything, technology's allowed us, the fans, to create our own sports shows now. So that's what this really is. This is a sports show that's from the fans. That's you guys. And then it comes back to us, right, Joe? And then, Joe, we throw it back to the fans. So it's a filter, guys. It's from you, the fans, to us, the fans, and back to you, the fans. We're all one big family of fans. And that's why you gotta be a sports static fanatic. This isn't a mistake, this name, guys. This name is not a mistake. Appreciate you, Mitsu.
Thanks, man.
And he says, love your show, guys. So, hey, then do us a big solid. Big solid. Share it. Share it. Share the love, my friend. Share the love. And look, I can also put something up for you here, okay? Check that out. You can go register and become a VIP, guys. Register and become a VIP. Get the direct phone number to call the show live. How's that? How is that? Register. How's that? Really? All right. Cruising right along here. Yes. Let's see here. Ian says, Ian says, you would wait until I hop in the shower to talk about this. The way Garrett's handling this isn't the worst. It's the way Cleveland Brown fans are handling it. They're showing their class and dignity. And Ian, it does worry me a little bit. Joe, no, don't take Mason. As a Steelers fan, I say wait till next week. I really hate to say it, but no.
Why is that? He's going against Cincinnati.
Why? Say it, Joe.
Why, though? He's going against Cincinnati. So I think they're going to create a lot of turnovers, and I think, James Conner's not playing, so Juju's not playing either, but I think he has to throw the ball to somebody.
And one more time back to Mitsu. He says, I'm definitely a sports static diehard for now on.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man. Hey, that made the show right there. Joe, that made the show right there. That was it.
Awesome.
Brandon Butcher. I traded in my pink lingerie for a pair of light turquoise Victoria's Secret briefs.
Wow.
Joe, what do you think about that look on me?
I mean, honestly, I think you could pull it off, man, because, you do have a nice body, you just need to shave a little more, you're kind of hairy, you're looking like a Sasquatch, but I think the turquoise would look good on you, man.
Yeah, and maybe part your hair to the other side. I don't know, I don't know. But the real question from Brandon, sorry, Brandon, I'm having fun with you, man. The real question from Brandon is, Joe, my friend. Brandon keeps on saying my friend. And he don't have any friends.
He don't have no
him.
friends.
I mean, why wouldn't you just tell your friend to get on Sports Addict? But he's sitting there going, oh, Joe, from a friend. My friend told me to pick up Antonio Brown.
Oh,
Do
God.
you think he's coming back?
Man.
Look, let me tell you something right now. Antonio Brown coming back. Antonio Brown he can't get a grocery list with 5 items correct on it. If Antonio Brown did come back, he'd be there for a week. 1 week. And he'd mess it up. Let this be a lesson. There is not one single player bigger than the game of football that's been around for 100 years. I'm just saying, it's been around for 100 years. Imagine the TVs back then. Oops, there wasn't any. Okay? That's how long it's been around.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey.
Antonio Brown is not getting picked up by a team. He's got way too much baggage, and he's way too unpredictable and damaging to a locker room. I mean, come on, seriously? Remember who this guy was. And is.
Yeah, right. And you know what AB stands for, Brandon? A bozo. That's what it stands for, man.
He's a bozo.
And let me tell you, Rob Gronkowski isn't coming back either. So I know all the Pats fans don't get too excited. They're not coming back. But, you guys have enough talent, man. You lost 1 game. About to be 2.
Hey, I mean, the way I look at it is simple, okay? Here's the way I look at it. Antonio Brown, and you said it, Joe. Okay? There he is, right there. And that's the noise for Antonio Brown. He is. He's a bozo, okay? And he got what? You're not bigger. A player's not bigger than the NFL. Mitsu says AB needs to seek some medical help. I believe he has some mental issues, and he very well could.
Yeah.
I mean, he could. He definitely 100%, Mitsu, needs a team of people around that actually have his best interest at stake and are able to grab the reins and say, look, Antonio, we appreciate your enthusiasm when you wanted to make all the calls, you wanted to make all the decisions, and I got to tell you, even his agent is an idiot for allowing that to happen. Like, he didn't know that Antonio was putting himself out of the league. He didn't know that was happening. That's a horrible agent, if you ask me. You were given the reins, Antonio. You did things your way. You see where it got you. So I believe he needs a team of people that grab the reins and say, listen, Antonio, pay me to make those decisions and choices, because your way obviously bounced your ass out of the NFL. And I don't care what shoes you're wearing now, because we can't see them from your couch.
He's wearing the clown shoes, John. The clown
is.
shoes. But yeah, I mean, Antonio Brown's a great, talented player, man. But it's just like, you know, he might get picked up by a team and then he'll say something on Twitter and then he'll get fired again. So you're right, man. He's unpredictable. You just can't trust him.
Paul Samuels. Paul, what's going on? Paul Daniel. I'm sorry, Paul Daniel. Paul, what's going on? I hope you've shared this with your friends. Like the page. Pal, what's your appetizer for the football game today? I said, what's your appetizer for the football game today? Guys, we're going to have a segment that comes on, a cooking one, where you guys are coming in with like FaceTime shots or even pictures of, you're going to post your pictures right in here of your groceries that you're fixing up for Sunday football. I'm seriously interested in that stuff because I'm looking for new ones. Paul Daniel, Sanders or Debo?
Okay, if you're, I would, okay. Sanders is a little hurt. I did say to start him, but I would go Debo, man. I would go Debo because he's getting more receptions.
All right. Willman says Antonio Brown is going to the XFL. The XFL will not take Antonio Brown. You're not going to take a brand new league coming out and start it with drama. Two things they won't do. They're not going to take it with someone who thinks they're bigger than the game. They also would never take someone who kneels. That's how they're going to separate themselves from the NFL. The NFL fixed it, but it's a pastime. It's a way to escape your reality. They're not going to reward Antonio Brown by bringing his antics in there. And if they do, that'll be the beginning of their failure, the XFL, if they do that. Oh, my God. Ian's speaking Spanish.
Wait, what do you say? I speak
He's
a little.
saying... I don't speak Spanish, and I don't even want to attempt it.
Should I
Joe.
put the Spanish dictionary on here?
Okay, Ian says where AB can go with support because of his name.
Yeah, I mean, but
AB stands for bum. I get you, Joe.
yeah, I mean, look, he might get into it. He might. Yeah, you're right, man. But with the drama that he brings, I don't think it would be that great for the XFL. They would get viewers, but I just think the drama that comes with it probably isn't worth it.
Ben says I'm out. Ben, Oh, wait a second. All right. See, sometimes, Ben, I got to keep up. I got several platforms going on. So, what's up, Ben Rejek? Let's see here if I can catch up to him. Beckham Crowder or Marvin Jones PPR?
Look, I think Crowder's a good option, but I would go Odell because he's going against Miami. I think he's going to go off.
Okay. And Ben says, I think y'all missed my question. And I'm sorry, Ben, we did. And sometimes that happens here just because of the multiple platforms that are going on. And so I hope you didn't check out where he said I got passed over. Don't understand why I'd be ignored.
Sorry, man.
Ben, maybe it's the way you're wearing your hair or something, you know? Change your look up a little bit. I'm kidding, Ben. Come on now. By the way, cool profile picture, Ben. And then Ben says, I'm out. Out like sauerkraut. Ben, sorry, man. You got him, though, right, Joe?
Yeah, Ben. It's all right, man. We got your question.
Ben, sorry about that. This happens a lot, actually, because if you were to actually see what's going on here in the studio, and when we don't have the producer here on call, I'm doing the best. But there's several platforms, Ben. So, Ben, I hope that you were still on and that we got your question. Just to reiterate that question there, Joe, you did get Ben's question. He says Beckham, Crowder, or Marvin Jones PPR.
Yeah, I'd go Odell.
You heard it right there, Odell. So, Ben, hopefully, Ben, you got that before you checked out. All right, let me catch up here. Ian says he's doing just a little bit of a Caesars today. Oh, Little Caesars Pizza.
Oh, nice.
move. Man, I've had Little Caesars in a long time.
Yeah, man, I had Little Caesars last week, actually. I got some breadsticks there and a salad and the pepperoni pizza. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Brandon Butcher, are you guys ever excited for football Sunday and then turn on the TV to see the only games on is the Bucks? Talk about sucking. I get it, Brandon. I mean, Brandon, I totally get when that happens, but you know what I do, Brandon? And I got to tell you right now what I do. If I'm not at a bar and grill with a whole bunch of sports fans going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I'm watching Red Zone. So I'm catching every game that's happening when they enter the red zone, and I'm not, and that's where the game really is when it gets interesting anyway. I don't want to watch someone drive down the field and then make a punt. And if there's any breaking plays, they show you anyway. So Brandon, what I do, and I get it online. I watch Red Zone, Brandon, and then it doesn't matter what the local networks want to show. I'm watching all of them. Ian's coming back. It's the Mexican Football League. Tio played a game there for show after he retired. I didn't know that, Ian. I had no clue. All right. It's telling me the comment I was trying to react to was deleted. Hey, check it out. Ben, you did not leave. He held on for a little longer. Awesome, Ben. Sorry, Ben, about that. Sorry about that. Mitsu, I believe AB can change any NFL team's offense. And you're right.
Yeah.
AB can change any team's offense for the better. But he can also destroy a locker room with his pure athleticism. If he goes back mentally to why he loved playing the game, a lot of players have a lot left. The money to get their heads. The money gets to their heads. A lot of players do have a lot left.
Yeah.
The money gets to their heads. You're absolutely correct, Mitsu. And we don't know the real story behind Antonio Brown and what happened, but he would, as far as his playing skills, enhance any team's offense dramatically, Joe.
I completely agree with you, man. I mean, AB is one of the most talented receivers we've seen. But again, he does cause some locker room problems. But if he can come back mentally, yeah, he could change the team.
All right, from Juan Alanis, do I drop Mac or Geis? That's a tough one right there.
No, I'd keep Darius Geis.
And Mac's got a tough game coming ahead of him. Flat out.
Are you talking Marlon Mack?
I believe.
What Mack are you talking about?
Yeah, Juan, why don't you go ahead and define a little bit more which Mac you're talking about?
Because I would not drop Marlon Mack. I wouldn't drop Marlon Mack either. I wouldn't drop either of those two.
There you go. Don't drop either one of them, Juan. How about that for a curveball at you? All right, guys. I'm moving along here. What I want to do for you guys here is I want to go ahead and I want to put up the fantasy. Okay? The fantasy picks for your DraftKings. I want to go into that part of the show, fantasy picks for the DraftKings, because I want your guys' help, okay? That's what I want. I want your help. And when I say I want your help, what I want, guys, is I want your help in helping me select a team that's going to win me some cashola. That's going to win me some cashola. That's what I want, guys. I want you to win me some cashola. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up some of the DraftKings picks. And, Joe, you're going to help me out, right?
Oh, I'll help you out, John.
All right. Whew. Because I do, man. I just need a little bit of help getting myself helped out here with some of my fantasy DraftKings things. So, guys, if you're watching the show, play along with me here, guys. Play along with me because I want to make sure that you guys help me on these damn picks. You guys are, and then boom, boom, boom. Marlon Mack he was talking about.
Yeah.
He was talking Marlon Mack, Joe.
Yeah, I wouldn't drop either of them, man.
And then Juan gave the thumbs up to that one. All right, guys, so here we go. I'm going to go over to my DraftKings deal here, and everybody is going to help me real quick. You guys are going to help me set up my DraftKings, okay? And I would appreciate it. No, you're not getting a cut of the cheese. And no, you're not getting to lick the knife. You're not getting a cut. You're going to help me like we help you, okay? So let's just take a look real quick and see what we got here on my draft right here for my fantasy. Guys, if you don't know DraftKings fantasy stuff, you got $50,000 in the classic game here to play with. I need a quarterback, and going over it right now, looking at the quarterbacks at the highest dollar amount is Russell Wilson going into Philly at 6,800, and then the list goes down with Matt. Can you believe right now Matt Ryan is sitting at number 2 at 6,700?
Yeah,
you want to know why, Joe? Because he's playing the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I believe it. Because I think he's going to probably tear up that Bucs secondary. The secondary is also injured, so.
Yeah. So, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. And here it is right now. Check this out. I am taking Matt Ryan against the lousy secondary Buccaneers because they're about the worst. I mean, okay. Now, if I were to think about it a little bit more, I'd think, okay, you know what? I can take Rudolph at the Bengals, but I just there's no way I would think that Rudolph's going to have a more productive day against the Bengals than Matty Ice has against this horrible Buccaneers, okay? I could think that Baker Mayfield's going to light it up against the Dolphins ship high-end transit secondary, but still, when I'm seeing the Falcons lately, guys, it's like everybody, and guys, don't act like you didn't think this in the beginning of the season. Did you guys really think the Falcons were going to suck squirrel nuts this bad right now? Joe, did you think by any chance that we'd be looking at a Falcons at 3-7?
No, I was actually high on them in the beginning of the season, and it's just, they went through some injuries, and Matty Ice wasn't, the best beginning of the season, but it seems like they found their niche, so we'll see this game coming up.
All right. So, guys, here's what's going to happen here. I'm telling you right now, as you look, guys, and I want you to pay attention here. I'm going right now to take Matty Ice, so I'm going to pull him over here. Boom. And there it is. I got Matty Ice as my quarterback. Now I'm going over to running backs. Right away, when I go to running backs, I got McCaffrey against New Orleans, and they want 10-5 for him, 10,500. Joe, I'm sorry, Joe, but that's a little too rich for my blood going against the Saints.
Yeah, I agree. Personally, how much is Nick Chubb?
Well, that's what I should look at. But before I do that, what I want to look at real quick is I want to see with, and there it is, and it's exactly what I thought. If you look at this, guys, when you start thinking what I'm saying, and you're thinking that McCaffrey going up against the Saints is a good idea, actually, the Saints are the third best at stopping the run this year,
right.
Joe.
Yep, right.
That should that discourage me like it is discourage me right now, Joe? I mean, should that discourage me to thinking as great as McCaffrey's been, should it discourage me that he's going up late in the season, he's probably banged up, a little bit sore, should it discourage me a little bit that he's going up against the third best run defense?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't pay that much for him if he's going against that good of a run defense.
And that's exactly what I was thinking on that. So no, guys, I'm not doing that. I want to check and make sure I keep up with you guys. And here's one, and he's basically saying, nope, sorry, we're moving along. Mitsu, Carr versus the Jets. Carr versus the Jets.
I think that's a good pick, honestly. Carr's been doing pretty well. The Raiders have been looking good, so I think that's a good pickup.
And Paul Daniel says, I would go Ryan, too. And thanks, Paul. See, that's what I'm looking at, guys. Now you're helping me. Hey, Paul, I'm thinking the same thing, okay? And Juan says Rodgers or Dak and Monty or Geis.
Look, I mean, Dak's going against a great Patriots defense, so I would go Rodgers. Even though Rodgers is going against a good defense also, but I think Rodgers is better than Dak. So what's his other running back question?
He was Rodgers or Dak or Monty or Geis.
I'd go Geis.
He's doing well. Ben's back. Hey, Ben, what's up, man? He says, what other platforms are y'all on? Well, we got a YouTube channel of Leapa Live. Leapa Live is actually the host of our show. So, I mean, if you wanted to know other platforms, there's a YouTube channel that we stream to. and you can check that out. Here's the link if you're watching right now, Ben. You can go search right there, YouTube, and then of course we have the website that has a lot of extras, and also where you can become a VIP at leapalive.com. And leapalive.com actually is where you register, but it's actually got the live show going on it right now with a ton of extra and a lot of different featured businesses from cities all over the country. So if you get a chance, Ben, and you want to kind of see a little bit more what we're about, you can go to our host, our bosses, essentially, over at the leapalive.com platform, which is actually the biggest platform and has multiple things going on over there. So I hope that answered your question right there. And, of course, Sports Static Facebook page, guys. And Mitsu wants to say, do you ever do giveaways? Actually, we do, and we're working on towards that. Mitsu, and we're not going to have any of the giveaways until we get to the playoffs. So you got to hang in there. But we will trade some swag, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll trade, man. I'll send you a Buccaneers hat if you send me a hat. We will trade. I'll run with some of that on you. No problem. All right. So anyway, guys, now that I'm catching up on one platform, let me check out the other platform here. Okay, Ian. I'm leaning. This is Matthew Lane. Matthew says, I'm leaning towards playing Zach Ertz, but I also have Mark Andrews. Any suggestions?
I agree with you. I'd go Ertz. I would go Ertz, man. I think Andrews is a solid tight end, but I would go Ertz, definitely.
Check out Ian says, I'd take Winston over Mason today. Wow.
Oh, man.
What's going on, Ian?
You got to tell me, why don't you believe in Rudolph today?
Yeah, I mean, wow. From a hardcore Steelers fan, he's praying he's wrong, okay? But you got to understand something. Winston could throw for 300 yards and throw 6 interceptions. He could throw 4 interceptions and fumble it twice. He could have 6 turnovers. That's not me being bizarro over here, okay? That's a very big reality. Winston can have and has had 6 turnovers in a game. Just saying. He could have 4 interceptions and 2 fumbles, okay? Think about that. And Ian says, this is why I've never have played fantasy before, going away from my team's quarterback, but fantasy does make you a realist.
Right.
It does. It does make you a realist. Okay? Mitsu says that he's a diehard Raider fan.
Oh, awesome.
I would have to decline the Bucks hat. No offense.
Hey, man, I mean...
Hey, man,
no offense.
Who took the Buccaneers for a Super Bowl, okay? Who got the Raiders 1 game away from a Super Bowl?
Right.
And then came here and got us one. You got to have a little affiliation with the Buccaneers. If we fix the Buccaneers here, we got a prolific offense here that is in, I mean, wow. We can fix, tweak. But hey, how about this, Mitsu? I was born and raised in Detroit, man. Born and raised in, you'll hear the lion roar, okay? Born and raised in Detroit. All right, guys. Let me come back over because I got to get my stuff rolling here. Let me come back over to the DraftKings. Guys, help me out here. Here we go, guys. I need a running back, okay? I need a running back. So, guys, with my running backs here, I'm not going McCaffrey over New Orleans to do anything against a number 3 rated defense stopping the run. Kamara is okay. So Kamara, he's going up against Carolina, and when I look at Kamara at an 8,200 price tag, can you believe that jump? I just want to see if you're thinking of Kamara and you're thinking about the Carolina Panthers. And if I cruise over here and look, the Carolina Panthers are ranked 27th at stopping the run. That seems like a little bit more of a valid pick if I wanted to actually spend money, Joe. on starting Kamara against defense that's 27th against the run, Joe.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If they're that bad against the run, I know they have McCoy on the D-line. Not many others that are that great. Yeah, I like Kamara.
But, Joe, here's the thing. At $100 less, $100 less, and you mentioned it earlier, Nick Chubb's going up against the Miami Dolphins, Joe. Nick Chubb's going up against the Miami Dolphins. And where are the Miami Dolphins against the runs? They're ranked 31st against the runs. Guys, I'm going to bring you over there right now. Here it is, guys. Check this out. Guys, I am taking Nick Chubb right now at $8,100 against the Miami Dolphins. I need another running back, Joe. Now, Joe, you're always pretty much on spot with running backs, and you're big on them, Joe. You always say for people to pick up running backs, Joe. Joe, as a second one, I can't really spend huge on this, Joe. I can't spend huge because I just picked up Nick Chubb for $8,100. Joe, talk to me about that second running back that I need.
Okay, second running back. I'm going down the line here, John. And look, I'm seeing... I'm trying to pick right now. I like Derrick Henry. Even though the Jags are a good defense, I do like Derrick Henry. How much is his price tag?
Derrick Henry's price tag, and I'm glad you said it, he's at $6,900. He's still kind of a little bit high up there.
A little bit high up?
And,
okay.
and here's the thing, Joe. Here's the thing with Henry, okay? Henry is at Jacksonville. Okay, Jacksonville's there. So if we just check out real quick where Jacksonville is, they're ranked 29th against the rush. So that really is pretty smart, Joe.
Okay, like I thought the defense was a little better. Maybe it's against the pass. So, yeah, I think Henry would be a good pick.
So Henry up against a Jacksonville team that's not real good. I like that. And I'm still scared to take him at $6,900. I really am so scared to take him at $6,900. But Joe, I think you're right on that one. And I'll take my loss somewhere else, Joe. But I'm going to take Henry. I'm looking for running games going on right now. So there it is, guys. Going back to my things. Guys, I appreciate your help on this. I do appreciate it. Check it out. There it is. Right there for you. So far in my DraftKings lineup, I've got quarterback Matt Ryan. I've got running back Nick Chubb. And I've also got running back Henry, Tennessee, hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are ranked 27 against the run. Now I'm needing some wide receivers. And before I go to wide receivers, guys, let me catch up real quick in the comments. Producer Dave, welcome to the show, and starts throwing it at us right away. Joe, here we go. Let's do a quick run with producer Dave. From Bobby Lavelle, Rodgers or Brady?
That's a really good question because they're both playing against tough defenses. I would go Rodgers, man. I think Brady's numbers have declined a little bit. I really think the Cowboys defense is going to do pretty well against them. I'd go Rodgers.
From Adam Flint. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining the show. Dallas Goedert or Jacob Hollister?
That's a good question as well. I like Hollister. I think he puts up a little bit more numbers than Goddard.
Jacob Weidman. Jacob, welcome to the show. Amari Cooper or Deontay or Johnson?
I wouldn't go Amari Cooper, man. I know it sounds weird because you know what the Patriots try to do on defense? They want to take out your number one receiver. They take out your star. And what are his other receivers that he said?
He's got other receivers where he's saying Jacob Hollister.
No, the other question that he said, the receivers. He said Amari Cooper and two other guys.
Where was that? Oh, I'm sorry. From Jacob Weidman, Amari Cooper or Deontay or Johnson?
I'd go Johnson.
Ian saying, last watching Madison play Luck-Laster, just hoping you can be as good as Vinny Testaverde at best someday. Vinny Testaverde, Man, he was good at times with the right team. From Nate, Nate says Ingram, Samuels, Hunt, or Cup. Need one for running back and one for flex.
I'd go Ingram and Hunt.
Let's see here from Jared Scott. Jared Scott, what's up? And thanks for being on the show. M. Sanders or L. Murray standard?
I'd go Sanders because Latavius, he'll only get touches. Like, he might get a touchdown, but Kamara's going to run that backfield and get all the carries.
From James McNeil, what's up, James McNeil? Don't listen to the young guy. He just wore Jacob Brissett. Okay?
Okay,
and he
funny.
says, was going to have a phenomenal week, LOL. So James McNeil says, don't listen to the young guy.
Okay, all right, man. Well, Jacoby Brissett's had a phenomenal year. Let me tell you that. And the Texans' defense, you know, they were injured. So, I mean, I'm not going to be right on every single pick, guys. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think? This guy's Nostradamus? Let me tell you right now. Here we go. Let me put this up for him, Joe, because he needs it right now, this guy. Okay? So there it is right there. Okay? As we look into, because Joe, he thinks he does, Joe. Joe. James McNeil truly and honestly believes, and we can't fault him, Joe. Joe, we cannot fault him. But James McNeil believes that we have a crystal ball. Now, when I say ball, don't think squirrel nuts. I'm talking about a crystal ball, I said. So, Joe, let's gaze into the crystal ball here. James McNeil, we will be 100% correct when we look into this crystal ball that we shined up with glass cleaner just for you. James, we also specifically picked this soundtrack in the background for you, my friend. And as we look into the crystal ball, what do we see? What is that James? James, is that you? James, is that you? Juggling in the background. He's juggling. What is it? He's got a pickle, an apple, and an egg.
Some clown balls.
With one hand, and he's scratching his arse. He's scratching his arse. Wait a second. He's juggling with one hand, scratching his arse, and the left hand reaches up and he's what? Smelling his fingers? James, sometimes the crystal ball is crystal clear, and sometimes it's just not 100% because we can't wipe off the finger marks on it. Come on now. I mean, can you really believe right now I gotta put it down to you like that? But hey, James, I do appreciate your enthusiasm, man, and one good punch at someone is deserving of another one. Back to you, Joe.
Yeah, James, man, I mean, look, I'm right on a lot of picks, but I'm not going to be right on 100%. So you don't get mad at me, man. Like, I'm trying to give you guys advice, but you don't have to take it. You know what I'm saying? You got to research it yourselves as well.
Ian, you made it into the Detroit airport. Man, that airport smells like moose ass. So if you made it to the Detroit airport, Ian, that airport smells like moose ass, I said. From Lou Scannon. Lou, what's up? Start 2 PPR. Aaron Jones, Ingram, Hunt. And thank you.
Ingram and Hunt. Aaron Jones has a tough matchup.
Ingram and Hunt. You heard it right there. Aaron Jones has a tough matchup. You heard it right there. All right. From Scott Magnuson. Hey, Scott, what's up? Coleman or Jay Samuel? 1 point PPR.
I'd take Tevin Coleman, man. Can't go wrong with Tevin Coleman.
Jimmy Hughes, Adam Flint, Godert, Jeffrey, and...
Well, Jeffrey's out.
Oh, Jeffrey's out. Oh, that's what he just said. Sorry, I didn't finish reading that. Jeffrey and Aguilar are out. Okay, so from Jimmy Hughes, Adam Flint, or Godert.
I'd go Goddard, man.
Got it. Sorry for the pronunciation, guys. All right. Sorry about that. Jared Allen, and this is from Jared Allen. Let's see here. Devontae Parker or DK Metcalf?
Look, Devontae Parker's the number one receiver in Miami. DK's like the wide receiver too, so I'd go Devontae Parker.
All right. Let's see. Butch. Butch, what's up, Butch Campbell? Welcome back to the show, Butch. PPR pick 1. Jones Jr., Robinson, or Gallup?
Gallup. Gallup's been on a tear.
Ian says the dang phone is freaking out today. I hear you, brother. From Tansley. I hope I said that right, Tanksley. Geis or Bo Scarborough? PPR.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think you could put either of them in your running back 2 or flex. Darius Geis and Bo Scarborough are pretty good. I would personally go Bo Scarborough, but I don't think you can go wrong with either of them.
From Tyler Leet. And I hope I said that right, Tyler. What's up, Tyler? Guys, remember, hey, I'm going to say this to you guys like I say it to you every single time, guys. Hey, if you're already asking us something, do the solid. Do the solid and follow, share it with your friends so we can keep doing this. It takes a lot of time and effort on the behind-the-scenes production, guys. All right, when you see the graphics and you see this and you see the equipment, you would understand and know, but we still love what we do. We just want your support. It's as simple as that. There's a lot of other garbage shows you can watch. They're not going to tell you to suck squirrel nuts and keep it real, are they? Joe, that's what it is. They're not going to keep it real, are they?
No, they're not going to keep it real, man.
Guys, those network shows can't tell you the way it is like we do. They can't tell you to, scratch your ass and sniff your fingers.
Yeah, you have to realize those networks have rules and regulations, and they don't want to tell you certain things that so they would win their league, so they look smart. They're not going to tell you certain things.
No rules and regulations. We can literally tell you to scratch your ass and sniff the fingers and then clip your fingernails, keep it clean. You know what I mean? You just can't get that anywhere else.
James?
So, what's that, Joe?
Nothing.
Oh. Okay. Moving right along here. Did I give you the... Yes, I did. Tyler. Flex, Galladay, Sutton, or Singletary, standard?
I'd go Singletary because Galladay hasn't been putting up numbers with Driscoll. So I'd go Singletary, and running backs get more than receivers. So.
From John Wilkinson. Hey, John, what's going on? He basically wants to know Hollister or Kittle. Hollister or Kittle?
Kittle, man, even though he's hurt, Kittle is one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
Alrighty, moving right along, guys, from Tim Maxwell. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Thanks for being part of the show. He has A. Cooper, Marvin Jones, or T. Williams, Raiders.
That's a good question. Look, I wouldn't start Amari Cooper just because I know New England's going to take away the wide receiver 1, so I really hope he doesn't go off. I would go Tyrell Williams.
And John Wilkinson says Jones, Jr., Jamal Williams, or Jay Ajayi.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd go Marvin Jones Jr. So even though Driscoll, that's a really tough question. I don't think Jay Ajayi, he's just getting back in this offense, so I don't think he's going to put up that great of numbers, so I'd go Jones Jr.
Real quick here, I hate to say it, but this is from Mitsu. He hates to say it, but I'm a realist, and I would go Crowder against my Raider Pasty for good value in DraftKings.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah, because Jamison Crowder, right? He's been putting up... Jay Crowder, yeah, he's been putting up great numbers.
I'm going to keep that into consideration, Mitsu, so I appreciate that, bud. And Paul Daniel said he went Chubb and Jacobs, too. And Paul Daniel also said Kittle or Cook. Look,
I know Kittle's coming off an injury, but he's really good. I'd go Kittle.
All right, moving along here. Todd. Hey, Todd. Kelbfuss. Scarborough, Hill, Geis. Pick one. Thanks. Oh, thank you.
I don't think you could go wrong with either Geis or Scarborough, but I would go Scarborough because I've seen what he did in college, and he was amazing, and he did pretty well last week.
Well, there you have it, guys. Okay, let's see here what I can do here. Guys, I'm actually trying to... There we go, right there. Whew, that makes life a lot easier on me. Okay, so let's see. Where was I? What was the last one, Joe?
The running back question.
Okay. And we got the John Wilkinson. Basically... Ooh. Actually, we just had a little bit of a technical problem, guys. And which is horrible to have because it potentially just shut down the Facebook page. So that's so no good. Oh, we're back. Okay. In case you guys seen what happened there, we're back. Okay, so from Todd. That's where he did the Scarborough Hill Juice. Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
we're back. Dylan. From Dylan. Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones? Golden Tate or DJ Moore?
Sam Darnold and Golden Tate is what I would take. Better matchups.
All right, there you go. From Scott Magnuson, Coleman or Jay Samuel, 1 PPR.
Coleman. Can't go wrong with Tevin Coleman.
From Michael Gargulio, I hope I said that right. Scarborough or Shepard at flex, full PPR.
Scarborough running backs get just the most fantasy points, so Scarborough.
Jimmy Parsons, what's up? Also, hey, Guy McVeigh joined the show. You cheesehead, you. Hey, Guy, what do you think is going to happen on the 8:20 game tonight where you've got your cheesehead Packers and Mr. Aaron Rodgers going in to face the hot? When I say hot, I say like jalapeno hot. Going to face in San Francisco, the 49ers. I want to know what you think about that, Guy McVeigh, since I know you're a huge cheesehead fan. Let me know what you think about that. Okay, from Jimmy Parsons, we have Gallup, G. Tate, S. Shepard, PPR Flex, sit who?
Well, personally, I would start Gallup, Shepard, who else? I can't remember.
I'm sorry, he says Shepard, S. Shepard, or Golden Tate.
I would sit Shepard, man.
Derek. Hey, Derek Zimmer, what's going on? I have Chark and Metcalf as wide receivers in Scarborough in my flex. I have Tate, McLaurin, Mixon, and Gordon on the bench. Would you leave that alone? And I'm going to throw it back at you one more time, Joe, to let you know what he's got.
Yeah.
He's got Chark, Metcalf as wide receivers, and Scarborough in the flex.
Yeah, I'd leave it alone.
Okay. Tell him, Joe.
I mean, I'd leave it alone, man. Scarborough's... I think Metcalf's going to do well. Bo Scarborough's going to do well, and Chark's been doing pretty well, so I would leave it alone.
There you go, right there. From Jarrett Allen. What's up, Jarrett? Gallup or Devontae Parker?
Oh, dude, that's a tough question. Okay, I'll go strictly on matchups here. I'll go Devontae Parker because he's a number 1 receiver, and Gallup's like a wide receiver 3. And Gallup's going against the Patriots, so...
All right, guys, you can see it right there that producer Dave put a link up in the comments. That's a new group. The new group is Sports Static Fanatic. If you join that group, it's something we're going to be very active on. And when I say we're going to be very active on it, what I mean is that we're going to keep you engaged throughout the week, and that's how that's going to work. From Ryan, let's see here, Ryan Etheridge. Would you start, he says guide, I think he means Geis, over Gurley this week. And he does mean Geis, over Gurley this week, Joe.
That's a really good question as well. Who are the Rams playing? The Rams are playing Look,
The
man,
Ravens on Monday Night Football. The Rams host the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
I probably would start Geis. Just because Gurley's a great running back. He has knee problems and he loses carries to Henderson, so I'd start Geis.
Mitsu thinks that Rodgers will put out the win in San Francisco.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure about that, Mitsu. Not sure about that. From Toxic Uprising, which he has in parentheses, YouTube. So this came from the YouTube. Thank you, YouTube viewers. Chug, Ingram, Carson, pick 2.
Chubb, Ingram or Carson? That's a good question. The Seattle does like to run the ball, but I'll go Ingram because number 1 rush is Baltimore.
All right, guys. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Mitsu also saying, who produces more, Cobb, Cooper, or Gallup? Cobb, Cooper, or Gallup? Who produces more?
I mean, right as of lately has been Gallup. So I think Gallup's been doing really well, and especially against a Patriots team that takes away your number 1 receiver, I'd go Gallup.
Very good. Okay, guys, look. I appreciate it. It's still coming in and flying in. I like it. What I need to do now is I need to get the support from you guys into my DraftKings. Here we go. I need a wide receiver, guys. I need a wide receiver. So, guys, help me out here. I'm going to throw it up for you. Get me a wide receiver. Coming up at the top of the list, Tampa Bay against Atlanta here is Godwin, Joe. And, Joe, I know you're probably happy to see Godwin there at the top of the list.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are top 5 in receiving yards. I mean, Godwin or Mike Evans I think would be a good pick, but they probably cost a lot.
Right. And here's the thing, Joe. I look at this at number 2, Odell Beckham Jr. They're in Miami, okay? He's at $7,000. You know, I gotta say, Joe, I don't have a lot of faith in Odell Beckham.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, but against Miami, I just think he has a good game against Miami because when he played against Miami when he was in the Giants, he went off. I know it's with Eli Manning, but, I mean, he has to go off some game, right?
He does, but I watch him drop balls that he should be making.
Yeah, I know.
And I know when I'd read reports of it that he actually breaks patterns. He runs his own routes and expects someone to be on the page with him. He tries to do custom stuff. And I'm sorry, but when you're trying to get some jiving going on, it's what you practice. Yeah. And as Allen Iverson said it, practice. Okay? So you just got to practice this. And I do not have faith in Odell Beckham Jr. I don't, Joe. Am I crazy here?
No, you're not crazy because he hasn't been putting up any numbers. So you're not crazy, but he's such a talented receiver that you feel like he's going to go off, especially against the Dolphins.
Okay, so moving right along here, guys. And I want you guys, first and foremost, Ian chimed in. Ian saying he's already a member of the Sports Static Fanatic. Awesome, Ian. Thanks, bud. And then from Jeff O'Brien, Mixon or Slayton? Mixon or Slayton, Joe?
That's a good question. I like that question. The thing is, Mixon did score a touchdown last week. It was kind of crazy. He ran right and then he went all the way left and scored a touchdown. I would probably go Mixon just because of the volume.
All righty. All right, guys, look, I want to cruise back over. Here. And I want to go because I got to get my DraftKings done, guys. So here we go. I need a wide receiver. And if I'm really going to be thinking about this in a sense of, hey, let me do a real quick thing. Guys, here's something that helps me out, whether it helps you or not. What I like to do is check out the teams, okay? So, guys, what I like to do is I like to check out the teams that are actually an absolutely horrible against the pass, okay? Their pass defense. And as I look at that, who's rounding it up? Now, first and foremost, and I should have probably done that, and I still can and look at it, but Let's see. Oh, yeah, the Cardinals, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Vikings. Guys, I want to mention that to you all the time. I know you guys can look as easy as I can, but just keeping in mind, the Cardinals, Chiefs, Chargers, and Vikings are all on a bye week. So that helps me right away when I see that the Arizona Cardinals are the worst. But they got a bye week, so I'm not going to be starting somebody against them. The Buccaneers are ranked number 31, the second worst. So what I'm thinking about, and then you got Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks suck, guys. They suck squirrel nuts against the Packers, and they're going against Carson Wentz, okay, and the Eagles. That's something to keep in mind with that right there. And then and here's the thing that's funny, Joe. We already know the Buccaneers suck on Moose in their pass defense.
Yep.
You know who's ranked 27th on the pass defense?
Who's that?
The Atlanta Falcons. It's going to be this crazy shootout.
It is. It's going to be a high-scoring game. So, I mean, I think you could take either receivers from either team.
I'm just scared because I'm just scared of what Jameis is going to do. I really am. So anyway, if I really look at it and I say, okay, so I can take a receiver from the Atlanta Falcons, and if I right away go, I got Ridley at 6,500, and he's going up against one of the worst pass defense that's playing today. So right away, I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, guys, and I want you guys to follow along here. So there he is right there. I'm picking him up from the Atlanta Falcons, going up against the Tampa Bay horrible secondary, guys. I need another wide receiver. I'll go ahead and check it out real quick and see if I can get anything going on here. I see Slayton. We have Jeff O'Brien comes on and says Mixon or Slayton, and right away one of our sports static fanatics does his job and comes right on and says, Slayton. Joe, do you agree with one of our VIP members?
I mean, yeah. Personally, I would go Mixon, but I think Slayton's a good pick as well. I just base it off pure volume. So
Volume. And that's exactly what Walmart does. Walmart's not going to sell you a $300-400 purse, but they're going to sell you about $600,000 $30 purses, I said. Volume. I like your analogy, Joe. You go volume. I like it. Guys, I need another wide receiver. Another wide receiver. Okay? So help me out here, guys. I got to go back over and check out my other platform here right now. Crowder for the value. I like Mitsu saying Crowder for the value.
That's a good pick.
And then Paul Daniel says, because we had produces more cod, Cooper, or Gup. We had that. But Crowder for the value. Thanks on that one. Let me go and check this out here real quick. Crowder, okay? Because I need to know Crowder, okay? I need to know. And there's the Crowder right there. Okay, so that being said, Crowder, we check out. Now we go and we check out that Raiders defense, the pass defense. And when I'm going and I'm looking at the pass defense for the Oakland Raiders, let's see, man, if the Oakland Raiders could just get back a couple key pieces in the rope. The Raiders are horrible. They're absolutely horrible at that pass defense. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate that pick right there. If I can get Darnold to get him the ball, let's just go ahead and see. On the last game, he had 5 receptions. Crowder did. He was targeted 8 times for 76 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. What a great game that was. I mean, that's a great game right there. So I'll tell you what, we're going from our sports static fans, and I appreciate you guys. I'm taking Crowder on that note. At 6,200. I need one more wide receiver. Joe, you got anything for me on a wide receiver? We got to think a little value here.
Look, I'd go Jarvis Landry against Miami Dolphins. If Odell doesn't go off, I mean, Jarvis has been catching a lot of receptions, especially against a pretty bad Miami Dolphins secondary. I don't think you could go wrong with Jarvis.
And let me tell you right now, Joe, what I'll tell you. I'm not even going to have to think much about this. I like Jarvis Landry more than I like Odell Beckham Jr. on this team. He's been more productive, and and showing me he's a better live game player. I don't care what you do in practice with your cheesy ass shoes. I could care less that you can jump up and practice catching it with one hand. Maybe that's why you're dropping a lot, because you're not practicing catching with two hands. Okay? Come on, seriously? You're going to go and practice catching the ball with one hand. Why? Why? Practice catching with two hands and see if you can make that catch, pal. Joe, thank you, because I am going Jarvis Landry on that one right away. So, guys, check it out. Here we go. Moving Landry over, and that's going to leave me with 9,300, and I've got three positions to fill: a tight end, a flex, and then the defense. That averages me out to 3,100. So I'm already hurting for certain. Here. And now what I got to do, guys, is I've got to go into my tight end. Okay, my tight end, and I can't spend a lot here, guys. I just can't. I'm thinking about a tight end, and let's see. Right away when I start thinking tight end, let's just take a look. And oh, there it is. I can't do that. I can't do that. Okay, there, and you know what? Can't do that one either.
John, I got a good one, man.
Talk to me.
What about Waller? Raiders going up against the Jets. Derek Carr looks at Waller's way a lot.
He's probably got a pretty big price tag, and he does. He's up at $5,700. What a great pickup for the Raiders, and what a great story for Waller. And nothing makes me more happy than to see the good stories like that. Kid's had some problems, and he's coming out having a great season and seems to really have his head together. Great story right there. Let's see here what I got to do. I got to make a decision here. I've got to make a decision here.
How about the Falcons' backup tight end? Because Austin Hooper's out.
Who is the Falcons' backup?
I'm looking right now.
Because
that's probably cheap, really cheap.
Yeah.
Jay Graham.
Jay Graham comes in at $3,300, going against Tampa Bay.
I mean, that's pretty cheap.
I just want to take a look at Jay Graham real quick. He got 2 receptions. He was targeted twice for 23 yards. But still, I need to save some money here. And he's going up against a horrible... I just don't know, Joe. Here's the problem, Joe, is if you're Matty Ice, you've got an opportunity to go deep against Tampa because the secondary sucks so bad that I don't know that you'll be hitting the tight end much in these games. You can go deep and make it. Guys, before I pick that, and I got a little bit of time to do it, so I will catch up with everybody. Let's see here. Jeff O'Brien, Mixon, or... sorry, I lost it for a second. There it is. Mixon or Slayton, Joe? Mixon or Slayton?
Yeah, we just got that question. Look, I think either of them are good, and I honestly, I'm gonna, I think that guy was right with Slayton because Joe Mixon is going against a tough Steelers defense. So, yeah, I think that guy's right. I think Slayton is gonna do pretty well.
From Lance says drop Wentz for Josh Allen.
Yeah, you could do that. Wentz is kind of injury prone, and Josh Allen, he did well against we have to remember he did well against Miami. But honestly, you could because he is doing pretty well. So, yeah.
Mario Consiglio. Hey, Mario, welcome to the show. Half PPR, pick 2, please. Lindsey versus the Bills, Sanders versus the Seahawks, or Ingram versus the Rams.
Yeah, I'd go Ingram. And look, I'd go, he said Patrick Lindsey, correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'd go Lindsey just because running backs statistically get more than wide receivers.
Jody Collins. Hey, Jody, welcome to the show. Dak or Mayfield?
Mayfield's going against Miami, so I would personally go Mayfield.
Guy McVeigh, Green Bay Baby. Is that like where the song Ice Ice Baby came from? Ice Ice Green Bay Baby. You know what, Guy? And this is a time when it happens, and I mean, it's when I wonder. Guy, born and raised in New York, wasn't a Giant fan. I gotta understand why. Why, oh why?
Oh, man.
Why, though, did he jump on the bandwagon?
Aaron Rodgers?
He's been a cheesehead since could have been Brett Favre.
Oh, wow.
I get it. But look, there's plenty of room for everybody that jumps on the bandwagon. And we're going to start seeing a lot of bandwagon people near the end of the season, Joe. I told you. But for the life of me, I can't figure out why Guy. I mean, can we blame it on his parents? I don't know, Joe. But see that wagon with the tarp on it?
I do.
All right, there's no more room because all you bandwagon people filled up the back. But if we pull that tarp off, we're ready for playoffs. We get everybody else that can squeeze up underneath that tarp and jump on the bandwagon of all the teams that are getting ready to make it. See these right here? I got 2 wagons with tarps on it. Jump on the bandwagon, my friends. Jump on the bandwagon. I mean, Joe. Am I out of line here, Joe?
Hey, man. We got to know your story, man. Got to know your story.
We gotta know your story. So anyway, there you go, guys. There's the bandwagon stuff. So, hey, I don't know, guy. Ian says, gotta step away. See you Thursday. Here we go, Steelers. Show me your fins. Go Miami because F Cleveland. All right, Ian, we'll see you Thursday. Moving right along here. Alexander from Alexander Tirado. Do I flex Hunt, Godwin, Cup, or Fournette?
Godwin, man. Godwin. I think Godwin's going to have a big game. And you got some good players there, man. I would flex either Godwin or Fournette. If you're asking me as a Bucs fan, Godwin.
El Heyo Landeros. I hope I said your name right. I have Chubb as my running back 1, but should I use Hunt over Jalen Samuels in my flex?
I would because Kareem Hunt, he was implemented into the offense last week, and he put up like 13 points, and he was getting a lot of snaps, and I think Kareem Hunt is very talented.
All right. Let's see here. Juan is doing the job over here on another platform, which is so awesome to see. I like it seeing this. This is what this is all about, guys. When fans are answering fans, we're all interacting with each other here, and it makes our Sunday and Thursday footballs fun, and Monday. It just does. It adds something to our game. Makes it a lot of fun. Hollister, Fant, or Jay Cook from Mitsu.
Yeah, I'd go Jared Cook, man. Saints offense is good. So
Westbrook, or Marvin Jones.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd go D.D. Westbrook because I can trust Nick Foles more than Driscoll.
Alrighty, moving right along, guys. What I want to do is I got to get back to my DraftKings here. We got a haul ass here, so we can get going on this show here. Back to my DraftKings. Here we go, guys. With the DraftKings, I'm still looking for my tight end, and the problem with me is what I like is Hawkinson, but he's questionable, and I don't know the latest to see what's up with him. He's questionable, and I'm a little bit worried about that, Joe.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, Hawkinson hasn't been putting up great numbers.
He hasn't.
But I'm looking at, how much is Greg Olsen?
Greg Olsen. Boom, boom, boom. Greg Olsen comes in at 4,100. And that's Carolina against New Orleans. And New Orleans Saints against the pass. And guys, I always look at that, but it has a lot to do with their linebackers as well. They're ranked 12. But when you're talking about against the pass, when you're really talking about that, and Joe, I know you pay attention to it as well. Guys, when you're thinking of a tight end and a tight end success, a lot of times it has to do with how good the opposing linebackers are. Because it's a linebacker's duty to pick up the tight end a lot of times. I mean, he'll get help over the top. But what I'm saying is a lot of times it is a linebacker's job to pick up that tight end when he comes out. So that's a lot of times what you're getting when you're getting that. So I'm just not so sure on that. Let's see here. Maybe I will take a tight end of McDonald, okay?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He had last game, he had 3 receptions. He was targeted 7 times, okay? And he comes in cheap. He's a Pittsburgh guy going up against a horrible Cincinnati Bengals, Joe.
Right, that's a good pick. I like that pick better.
So you're thinking that I'm pretty good when I think about McDonald going up against Cincinnati. And it's at 3,500, which I can afford. I'm taking it. My flex position, guys, I've got 2,900 as an average, but I've got $5,800 remaining on my draft before I send this off. I need somebody in flex right now. I got to spend somewhere probably around $4,000, which is going to really put me way down here. But as a flex, and I need someone that's not going to be great, okay? But they got to do something for me, Joe.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at more of the receivers for the Falcons, honestly, because I just think, I know you picked up Ridley. It just seems like they're probably too expensive. So I'm trying to look at other receivers here. You could either go, another Steelers receiver because Juju's out, or I'm trying to check the matchups, or another Browns receiver or running back.
I've got Chris Conley for the Jacksonville Jaguars. His last game, he had 6 receptions. He was targeted 8 times for 58 yards. Every time I see a game like that where someone's targeted 8 times, they got 6 receptions, 58 yards. The long was 24. It just makes me feel like they're a little bit coming hot off the press and maybe fit into that game plan. So, I mean, it makes me feel like that might be a good one. And, going up against Tennessee, they're ranked 22nd, on the passing defense. So it kind of makes me feel like I kind of think this guy's getting targets, Joe.
Yeah, I do too, honestly. I think that's a good pick. I think he came from Kansas City, man. So he was in a high-powered offense, and Nick Foles can't go wrong with him.
You can't. I'm picking up Conley, which is going to put me over there, guys, right now. Okay, I'll bring you up live here. So, guys, look, I've got $1,700 left, and I can't purchase anybody, because I'm supposed to have $2,000 left. That tells you right there, I've got to get rid of Conley. Okay, he was too much at 4,100. Okay, coming back to the flex position. Okay, I've got to go under 4,100. I've got to actually be at around 3,800 or 3,700. So let's come back over. Here we go. Now, we've got Ty Johnson, running back for Detroit, in my flex. And what do you think about that, Joe? Horrible.
Yeah, I think Bo Scarborough is going to be taking most of those snaps.
Okay, let's move along here. You got a tight end from Philadelphia, the Eagles, Goddard.
Goddard, yeah.
Goddard.
I mean, it depends if Ertz.
He had a TD last game. He had targeted 6 times, only caught 3, but he got a TD.
Yeah, but you're depending on that touchdown. Look, I mean, you could go flex, man. I'd go running back at the flex.
I just don't have the money
Right.
to get somebody that's going to do something.
Well, I guess if you got to take him, you got to take him.
I got to take him.
Yeah.
And hope that, he gets the ball. Now I can move on, guys. Now I can move on right here as you see it. Sorry to bore you guys. I right now have $2,100 to spend, okay? And guess what's hilarious here with the defense that I can get with that? I get 2 defenses, Joe. Guess which ones I get?
Bucks and Panthers, it looks like.
I wish.
Which ones do you get?
I get either the Bengals or the Dolphins.
Oh, wow. Wow. I would probably go Bengals then. I don't know. I mean, the Browns are probably going to... Man, you're screwed either way, man.
I know I am. I'm actually going to take the Cincinnati Bengals defense and not Miami.
Okay.
All right? So it doesn't matter. I'm going to do so good in everything else. So there it is, guys. That's what I picked. And I'll tell you guys this right now. Let me enter that. I'll tell you guys this right now. I know you guys don't agree with me on some of this, but this is just something I'm doing on the fly so that I'm engaging with you guys and making sure, Okay. All right. Anyway, I had to do a little bit of thinking there. All right, here's what we got to do. First and foremost, I want to catch up for everybody here. So let me go ahead and just catch up on what's going on here, guys, and make sure that you guys are ready to go, okay? Not what I want. All right, so let me just go ahead and catch up with you guys here. All righty. Okay, from Alejo Landros. I have Chubb as my running back 1, but should I use Hunt over Jalen Samuels in my flex?
Yes.
From Alex. Alexander Tirado. He says, thank you. No, thank you, pal. Thank you. Okay. Guys, here's what we're going to do, and we got to do this fast because time is ticking away. We're going to real quick, Joe, fly through our picks of the week. You ready for it, Joe?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
All right, Joe, then let's get it going. And, guys, you can play along if you would like. Here we go. Broncos are at the Bills. Joe.
I'm going the Bills, man, because I cannot trust that Broncos offense.
And I took the Bills as well because I don't trust the Broncos, period, on that. The Giants are at the Bears. I took the Giants, and just a little bit of side note here, the Giants going against the Bears where Trubisky's starting. The Giants are coming off of a bye week, and I put that into my special notes. If you're coming off a bye week, you've had an extra week to plan. Joe, Giants at the Bears.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Personally, I'm going to go the Bears just because I think the defense is going to get at Danny Jones. I know the offense isn't very good, but I think they're going to run on the Giants and win it.
Ian, you'll be happy with this. I'm taking the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers over the Bengals. Joe.
Definitely the Steelers over the Bengals, man. Bengals go 1-16.
Dolphins are at Cleveland Browns. I took the Cleveland Browns the same way I have almost every week, guys. Joe, Who do you got?
Cleveland Browns, definitely.
Joe, the Buccaneers are at the Falcons. Joe, Joe.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I can tell right now. Your facial expression saying it all. Joe, the Buccaneers, your team.
Yeah,
they're at the Falcons.
I'm going the Bucks. I know the Falcons have gotten it together recently, but I think hopefully our D-line, our D-line's good, and hopefully Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea get at Matt Ryan. And if our secondary is better and if Jameis doesn't make mistakes, I think we win it.
I took the Falcons on that one.
Yeah, I know.
I took the Falcons on that. Matty Ice, 2 horrible defenses. I just don't think Matty Ice will turn it over as many times as Jameis. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Turnovers lose the game. And when it comes to a shootout, Jameis will turn it over. Matty Ice will not. Matty Ice, to be quoted by the late, great Stuart Scott, got his name because Matty Ice is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Great quote from a great late Stuart Scott. Panthers are at the Saints. Joe?
tough game. Very tough game for the Saints, as we were talking. But I'm going to go the Saints because I like Drew Brees, I like Michael Thomas, and I think Kamara's going to have a huge game.
And I agree with you, and I took the Saints as well. The Seahawks coming off of a bye week. Again, guys, important side note, especially when you've got a player like Josh Gordon, you've had a little bit better chance to implement him into your game plan. So Seattle coming off of a bye week, going to the Eagles, Joe.
Good game. I'm definitely taking Seattle because Russell Wilson, I think, is going to be too much for the Eagles to handle. I think Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz is a great quarterback, but I got to go Seattle.
And, Joe, I took Seattle on that one as well. Detroit Lions are at the Washington Redskins. I'm taking my home team that it all started with for me, where I used to, in the snow, diving over the bushes, call it Billy Sims. Anybody that's a Lions fan from back in the heyday knows who Billy Sims was. That was number 20 prior to Barry Sanders. I'm taking Detroit Lions at the Redskins. Joe?
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit too, man. I think Scarborough has a good game.
Carr and the Raiders are traveling to the Jets to see the little mono-kissing boy.
Man.
Okay, I'm taking the Raiders. John Gruden, Carr seem to have an offense really rolling here. A lot of enthusiasm with Raider Nation, Joe.
I'm going Raiders as well, man. I don't think they lose this game. Playoffs are on the line, and John Gruden wants to win.
Yes, he does. Guys, 4 o'clock's going to get a little bit boring. You got 2 games going on, so I suggest you get the appetizers ready for the late game. But the 4 o'clock games, you've got the Jaguars at the Titans. Titans have had an extra week to prepare for the Jaguars, Joe. The Titans coming off of a bye week, Joe. So, Joe, come on. This is a tough one for me, and I know you know that Henry's going to be pounding the ball.
You're right, he is, but I can't go against Nick Foles. I won't go against Nick Foles and the Jaguars. He put up 2 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. I'm going the Jags.
One of the toughest picks right here, I think, this week, because I don't know who's going to show up. I do know that the ball will be thrown down the field an awful lot. I will definitely see 300-plus yards probably from the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, going to New England to face the Patriots, Joe.
And my upset of the week is...
Oh, my goodness. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Joe, give it to us.
The Dallas Cowboys. This is an upset. I got the Dallas Cowboys winning this one. Dak Prescott is playing great. He's playing amazing. Zeke's doing well. You got Amari Cooper. You got Gallup. And this is the number 1 statistical in offense, so they put up the most numbers. So I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys, man.
That is a real bold and tough pick. I've got to check something out here. When I take Dallas Cowboys, okay, first and foremost, what I'm wanting to see, okay, is how well is Dallas against the pass? Well, they're ranked number 7th against the pass. Brady, I don't care what anybody says. If you guys want to go look at his stats, you can find out for yourself. I don't have to tell you, okay? He's not brilliant, okay? He's not brilliant. So how does Dallas do against the run, okay? Because that's important, guys, if you're wanting to know how Dallas is going to handle New England. We already know how good the Patriots defense is, okay? The Dallas Cowboys against the run are ranked 14th, and it's not so bad. So defensively, and then you add in the whole thing of you're facing the defending Super Bowl champions. That gives you an edge, I think, if you're a team wanting to show something, improve what you got, who you are. Dallas is 6-4, going up against the 9-1 New England Patriots. Joe, you confident that that you can take a 6-4 Dallas Cowboys okay? Going in at a 9-1 New England Patriots in to Foxborough and win this game.
I mean, I'm not super confident, but if you take a look at the Patriots' record, I mean, their schedule, they haven't been playing the best teams. We all know the Patriots don't play the best teams in the world, so now they're playing good teams, playoff teams. I know it's in Foxborough, and they don't really lose in Foxborough, but look, this is my upset. I'm going Dallas.
Joe, I called that 5 weeks ago when we looked ahead through the hourglass into the New England Patriots schedule. And remember what we saw, what was all the success in earlier, how they were going to finish. Now, they're going to finish cheese, but right now, at this part of the season, and next week and moving forward, Joe, I'm 100% with you on this one. And I think that Dallas now will show us who we really got with a 9-1 team, and if they're really justified to beat the 9-1 team. I mean, really, New England just got to probably win one more game, and you know what they'll have? Home field and a bye week into the playoffs.
Yep.
You know, and the only way that would be any different is if Buffalo wins out and the Patriots have a little bit of a slide here. It could be something.
Wow, that's something to think
Buffalo's
about.
7-3 right now, okay? After today, I believe they'll be 8-3. Okay? And if the Patriots lose, okay, you'll have Buffalo at 8-3 and New England at 9-2. You fast forward to next week and get a Buffalo win and a New England loss, we're going to be sitting there. I'm just saying, Joe, it's been a long time since it's happened.
Right.
But it's a possibility. I'm with you on the upset, Joe. Dallas takes the game in New England, and everybody goes, that's because you hate the Patriots. No, it's not. No, it's not. Remind me on the show Thursday at 7:30. Remind me of who I picked. Remind me, guys, who I picked. Joe and I both have taken the Cowboys. The 8:20 game. The 8:20 game, Joe. Let's look into the 8:20 game. All right, so the 8:20 game, Joe. Packers. I know, Joe. I know what you're thinking. The 49ers, I'm going to be eating so much groceries at this point, it's actually going to be ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to be eating so much groceries at this point. It's going to be so ridiculous. I am taking the San Francisco 49ers with their defense to win this game. Looking at the defense to win this game. All right? And Joe, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm going to do it with a glance here right now. San Francisco 9-1, Green Bay 8-2. I'm taking the Niners. Joe.
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers, baby. You guys know I don't go against the Cheeseheads very
Packers
often.
are back from a bye week.
And I don't go against Aaron Rodgers very often. Look, man, I just think Aaron Rodgers and this offense is going to do pretty well against this very good San Francisco defense. I think it's going to be a close game.
It's going to be a great game.
But I think in the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers is going to have a comeback drive, a fourth quarter drive, and is going to win it.
All right, and last but not least, the Monday Night Football game. Good game. Ravens are at the Rams. I am taking the Ravens until you prove us wrong. Joe, you actually have been pushing these Ravens early on when I didn't believe, because I said, you know what I said? I said they got to show me, Joe, because I think you got a running quarterback. He's got to be throwing it. Well, guess what, Joe? He showed me.
They showed me as well. I'm going the Ravens again. I'm high on this team. Until you could show me you could stop Lamar Jackson, then I'm picking the Ravens every single week. The defense is solid with Earl Thomas. The offense, top rushing team in the NFL. Incredible offense. You cannot stop Lamar Jackson. He's amazing. MVP, MVP, MVP.
With you. Eric Stone, Brady or Rodgers. Also, Samuels or Moore in flex.
I'd go Rodgers. I'd go Samuels.
And then you got 2 more comments coming up, guys, from Johnny. Gallup or Flash?
Oh, Gallup. Yeah, I mean, Josh Gordon's going to do well, but I think Gallup's been doing really well, so.
All right, and Mitsu says, well, fellas, I got to get ready for my Raiders game. It's been an absolute pleasure watching and talking football with you guys. See you next stream. Hey, thank you, Mitsu, and thank you for, like, kind of covering our back when we were gone. You actually picked up our slack in the post, and I appreciate that, man. We'll see you next time. Make sure you really like it. And let's see here. Flex, Hunter Renfrow or DK?
I like DK.
DK. You weren't alone on that. All right, guys. So, hey, again, guys, we got 20 seconds left. I want to say thank you for joining and make sure you like us. Joe, in closing, my friend.
Thank you, guys. And in closing, look, man, I think Patriots-Cowboys is going to be a great game, but I'm going Dallas.
Going Dallas, and I can't blame you. Guys, thank you, and make sure that you like our page, Sports Static. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday football. Get you some appetizers out. Get you some nachos spread across the cookie sheet. Throw some jalapenos on each one. Cover it with shredded cheese. That's hot. That's hot. We will see you guys Thursday, 7:30 p.m. for our football show. Peace out, guys. We enjoyed you. We hope you enjoyed us. Peace out, my friends. We will see you Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Thank you, and good Sunday to you all.